already get.
You know.
Alrighty. We are live. We are on to session
7.
We've survived to session 7. Not for lack of trying to not survive, but
I heard about that.
I didn't die.
Not for lack of trying.
Didn't even help getting back up. I got back up.
We are on session 7 of Warlock for Severity, our homebrew D&D campaign. We stream our sessions live here every second Sunday at 5 p.m. PST, right here at twitch.tv/Warlock4Severity. If you want to rewatch any of the previous episodes as a subscriber, you gain access to episodes immediately after they air over on our channel's VODs. For those who aren't subscribers, we upload all our episodes to YouTube 1 week after they initially air. You can search for us on YouTube under Warlock for Severity, or just down below the stream, there's a link that you can just click. It's easier. I'm Ominous Giggle, I'm the DM for the campaign. I am joined by my fantastic players, these schmucks who make this whole stick as fun as it is. We got Nathan, Mel, Jamie, and Jeanette. Before we get underway, got a few quick things to go over. First, this is a homebrew D&D campaign, so we do not deal with a lot of this stuff and do not always abide by raw. That's just how we roll. Deal with it. 2, each month we donate a portion of all income generated by Warlock for Severity to charity. This includes from follower donations, or direct donations, bits, subscriptions, sales from the store, all that kind of stuff. This month's charity is YES, Youth Empowerment and Social Services, an Edmonton-based organization that provides low-barrier shelters, temporary housing, and individualized support for youth ages 15 to 24. You can check out their website, yess.org, or on Twitter at yessorg. The Warlock for Severity store is up on tpublic.com/user/warlock4severity, or you can click the link down below the stream. Once more, it's easier. We have art for the players as well as the group photos. Will be added to the store as the campaign progresses, and more shenanigans spring forth. I am contemplating making a Kevin t-shirt, but we'll see.
I can't believe I missed Kevin.
You did miss Kevin. And speaking of artwork, if you enjoyed the amazing artwork that has been done for our cast of characters, check out Comics Inc. on her Facebook or on Twitter at Comics Inc. She did a fantastic job, and it was an absolute pleasure to work with her for getting the character portraits or the character artwork done up. Now, without further ado, let's roll the character intros, give a little bit of insight as who is who, after which we will get underway with session 7. Where is that button?
Huh? What? Yes, Beanard, I'm doing it now. Yes, I know. I'll tell them. Hi, I'm Anna, and I'm super pleased to meet you. And so is Beanard. We love making new friends. Please, tell us more about yourself. Oh, wait. I'm supposed to be talking about me. I was raised by my parents, along with my brother, in the Antarac Mountains. My mom worked as a pest control caravan guard, and my dad was as sweet as honey beekeeper. Match made in heaven, am I right? It was from my dad that I got my love of nature and an affinity for all things small and crawly and buzzy and stingy and poisonous. He taught me how to harness my innate magical bug abilities. Let's see, what did I get from my mom? Oh, I know. And from my mom, I got a pointy knife once. I learned the hard way which end is the sharp one. And that's why I carry a staff now. No confusion. Shh, yes, Beanard, I'm getting to that. Now, I want to tell you about how I met my best friend in the whole wide world, Beanard. Years ago, my dad had tried to make a hardier breed of honeybee with a longer lifespan by mixing their makeup with the dire wasp. The queen died, but not before giving birth to one special batch. I watched over her eggs for days, patiently awaiting for my new friends to grow. Then one day, there was movement in the egg cell from just one egg. The determined larva wriggled and sprang forth, but it wasn't a larva at all. It was a fat, fuzzy bee with a hell of a business end that would have made my mom proud. And then that bee used it, over and over, stabbing all of its brethren's eggs until only it remained. And then it flew on top of my head and stayed there for 4 days straight. I had just become his best friend and confidant. He loved me so much. Dad says he held me hostage, but I know better. Isn't that right, Beanard? Some people might brush me off because they think I'm small, weak, or weird. That's fine by me. Go ahead. Underestimate the Verdan with a song in her heart and spiders in her pockets. I know firsthand that sometimes it's the small things in life that pack a punch.
At first glance, one might not expect much from me. Dark robes and a deep hood hiding my pale hair and elven features. Once a member of the Sormesh Academy, I, Theioryn, along with my friend Kovar, spent much of our days living the academic life under the tutelage of Master Lorig. Our purpose was to study the cataclysm and to identify dangers of the magics brought with it. We were young and curious, many times Morg having to reel in our determination to keep us from harming ourselves. I did my best to heed her warnings. Kovar, however, always laughed and brushed them off. Those days were peaceful, but then everything changed. It was supposed to be like any other expedition to the Deshkish forest. Gather samples, take readings, and return to evaluate the data. This time, however, disaster found us. Kovar, being brazen once again, came into contact with Amos, the White Lion, an entity of unknown origin. The being merged with Kovar, and he immediately fell to its influence. Emanating with strength, their joined gaze turned upon our group. I watched helplessly as my master and colleagues were slain. Kovar's new powers granted by the lion were terrifying. The reality of this nightmare truly settled in when they turned their attention towards me, sending me into the river below. As I drifted to the water, wounded and dying, my hatred began to burn at what Kovar had done and my own inability to stop it. Why had he not heeded our master's warning? Had it used him? Or was this Kovar all along? Slowly these thoughts quieted, and the fear of my coming death began to rise. And then Riem intervened. Appearing as a black unicorn burning in chains, she pulled me into her domain. She offered to join her power with mine and spare me of my dismal fate. The only thing she asked was for to hunt down and destroy the white lion Amos. I thought of my master's face as she died at the hands of her own student. Her teachings and warnings filtered through my brain, but my hatred had begun to burn again. When given the chance, how could I refuse?
Greetings, the name is Zugink. Do not worry about hiding your confusion. I have become quite accustomed to the inquiry of how a bugbear is so finely dressed and mannered. I deeply regret that I can not start from the beginning, as I cannot recall most of my childhood. I do know that fate led me to Ithamir. My initial impressions of the city were adequate for my conditions at the time. My atrocious manners definitively devastated any connections I attempted. I was able to acquire odd jobs around town. Strength is always needed somewhere. During one of these jobs, Captain Dahmir happened to see one of my displays of strength and approached me about joining the city guard. In retrospect, I did not realize the opportunity for what it was. I merely accepted it as just another job. Though my fellow guards and Captain Dahmir's superiors were hesitant to accept my presence, my strength and loyalty earned me respect. Captain Dahmir made sure I quickly became well acquainted with proper manners, as I was working with noble merchants on the docks. After many years, my squadron became my family, and I was accepted fully in their minds and hearts. Fate had been kind to me for quite some time, but fate can be a fickle thing. My shift had barely begun when chaos broke out on the docks. I still do not know what started it. We quickly tried to bring order. However, we were not prepared to deal with a sorcerer who could not control their magic. We had seen wild magic before, but I cannot find the courage to go into detail. My legs were broken. One of my trusted friends pulled me away from the chaos. His last words were, "Everything will be okay. You're not allowed to die on us," before he ran back into the fray. I was the only member of my squadron to make it out alive. It took some time for my wounds to recover, though after that day I could not bear to stay on the docks where my family died. I wrote up an official resignation, which my superiors were saddened to receive, but allowed my leave regardless. Now I journey to find a new purpose, and if fate wills it, a new family.
Once upon a time, there was a little boy. One day, this little boy lost his family and was saved by some Fae folk. He spent his childhood in the Fae, becoming familiar with all the creatures within. Unfortunately, humans aren't supposed to stay in the Fae for a long time, because reasons. When that boy became a much bigger boy, he was forced to return to his world. His Fey home behind him, he searches for a place he belongs. By the way, that boy is me. Hi, I'm Kay, the Fey boy.
All right. Now, as the group continues searching for the identity of those behind destroying Anna's villas of Yesher, the group, following the leads they had, ventured towards Stoneforge, one of 3 major dwarven settlements in the Antrak Mountains. During their travels, they rescued a dryad from a trio of half-orc hunters, met synchronized dwarf triplets, obtained, and then subsequently lost, a kobold pet that Kay named Kevin, and Zugink tested if gravity does in fact work. Spoiler alert, it does. The party finally had Stoneforge in sight and pushed hard to reach the city, hiking late into the night. 3 hours and several points of exhaustion later, the party arrived at Stoneforge, rested for the night, ate breakfast in the morning, some of which were on the ritzier end of town, and some in the lower end, and then went to meet with Regnashir, Inra's grandfather, whom she had told them may be able to help.
I have 1 piece of silver left.
Oh, hot damn!
Yeah, you do. I was laughing about it last time.
Theioryn is broke as fuck.
I am a homeless warlock.
Outside of Zugink, I think I'm close to having the most money.
Yeah,
considering
I have.
I paid for the hotel and breakfast.
Yeah, I got nothing. Yeah.
All right.
9 silver.
So,
Yeah.
Kay had walked up to the door and as the door opens, you see an older dwarf. His brown hair is dusty, matted, draping down loosely to his shoulders. His beard's this tangled mess draping down in the middle of his chest. He has light blue eyes that just look tired, narrow, and a little bit sunken. His bare arms just caked with dirt and dust and are marred with various scars. They look like they're burns of some sort.
Does he have 2 points of exhaustion too?
No. At least not that you're aware of.
I'm just like, sunken eyes, that's kind of...
He has a weathered brown leather apron that drapes down from his neck and just covers his otherwise bare chest. And tied around his waist is a belt with various hammers, chisels, and pouches. And as he opens the door, he opens the door almost immediately after you had knocked. So he was obviously right outside of the door. He just looks across the group. Yes.
Delivery!
What?
I'm gonna go up to the door. Hello, I'm sorry. Are you Ragnashir Stoneforge?
No.
Okay, yes. Do you know where we have a delivery? We've come from Annah. Do you know where we may find Ragnashir?
He's inside, and he pulls the door open and is like, you might as well come and stand here. I'll go let him know he has company.
Thank
And he, turns and just, leaving the door, wide open. He just turns and just walks into the house.
What a lively fellow.
Kay immediately enters with no sense of, it's fine. He just barrels in right afterwards.
Like it's
okay.
home?
Yeah,
And,
I was told to walk inside.
yep. He heads his bag and he heads up a flight of stairs, and he's gone for probably about a minute or two. And, looking around, Zugink, you'd realize that the decor of this building is on par with the Mountain's Respite, the fancy inn you had stayed at. Ornately crafted stonework decorating the halls. You actually see little pillars that have busts of various dwarves, both men and women, on pillar stands, just going down either side of the hall. The floor underneath your feet, it's smooth stone, and it's been chiseled in such a fashion to give it the illusion of being laid bricks. But it's actually solid stone. After a couple minutes, the dwarf comes back down the stairs and heads towards the door, and as he's passing you, he's like, he might be along shortly. Just wait here. And then he leaves. He just walks out the front door and walks off. And you stand there in the front entryway for 2, 3, 4 minutes and nothing. Then out from one of the hallways off to the left, a stocky dwarven lady comes out. She has long copper-tinged hair, tied into a pair of thick, just waist-length braids that just drape off her shoulders and just down over her chest. And she's got thick hair coming down either side of her face and about halfway to her chin, kind of resembling mutton chops. She has a very square face and just a very firm jaw, just kind of like toting herself up a bit and just like not even like I need to impress people, but just like that's just her natural posture. And she's got a long white robe with a green belt tied around it and accents on it. And she's like,
"Oh my, no one told me we had company. Come in. I was about to get lunch started. Will you be joining us for lunch? Oh, wait, what am I saying? Of course you will be. Can't let us go hungry. Come on, go right this way."
and she just keeps like prattling on. She turns and walks into another room.
K, being K, will immediately follow because someone asked him to go somewhere, and he's like, "You're super friendly and nice, and I like you, so I'm just gonna ignore everyone else in the party because they're gonna try and stop me and go after the person who I believe is the host because I know nothing."
I'm not going to try to stop you. I'm coming.
Someone said second breakfast?
I'm too tired to deal with this.
Is this how you feel with me?
No,
Okay.
I don't feel like this with you.
My energy is just like here now, and I'm like, is that me on a good day?
No, I don't feel that way with you at all. You at least think things.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, let's go get you a seat.
Okay. I don't even know if caffeine affects elves.
But you want to find out.
So you go into the kitchen. She's already got this little kettle setting up on over top of the fire and just boiling the water and she's like, and she goes up and she lifts open the lid of this large stone box. She pulls out a large slab of like wrapped meat, and from across the kitchen, which is about 8 feet or so, she just lobs it over her shoulder, and you just hear the thump as it hits the counter and rolls onto the cutting board. And she does the same thing, just grabbing like some packages of vegetables and just lobbing them back. And you get the feeling she's done this thousands and thousands of times. And then she's like,
So, who are you all?
Hi, I'm Kay.
Oh, nice to meet you, Kay.
and like looking across the group.
Zugink, a pleasure.
Zugink, nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Anna.
Charmed.
Theioryn, we're coming. I'm sorry, we've come looking for Ragnashir.
Oh, he'll be coming down for lunch if he knows it's good for him.
Oh.
So if you need to talk to him, you can talk then. Until then, just relax.
And I'm sorry, who are you?
Oh, dear me, I've forgotten to introduce myself. These grey hairs must start to be catching up to me. The name's Dorna. Dorna Stone.
Dorna. I'm sorry, who are you in relationship to Rag? Are you the housekeeper? Are you his wife? Are you his...
Oh, dearie me, definitely not his wife.
Definitely not the wife. Housekeeper.
No, not at all. His nephew, Jethryn, I believe he's already headed off to work, is my husband.
Okay, the lively one, yes. We met at the door.
Lovely fellow.
Mm-hmm.
Theo can still make jokes while being exhausted. Oh.
But yes, Jethryn is my husband, and Ragnashir is his uncle.
Oh, I see.
Alas, Ragnashir, he was raised by Ragnashir. His mother had died during childbirth, and his father had died prior to that.
Sorry to hear.
He doesn't remember either, so all he's known as Ragnashir is a father figure, unfortunately. But it is what it is.
Is that tea or coffee?
It'll be tea.
May I have a very strong cup?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And she goes and like once the water's boiling, she goes and gets several cups and lays them out, and fills each them up with tea and passes them out to each of you. So what brings you here?
I nurse that bitch. Nurse stone faced.
So what brings you here?
We have a package to deliver from his granddaughter, and just some questions to ask.
Oh, from Inra?
That's correct.
Oh, how is my daughter doing? Haven't seen her in what seems like forever.
I'm like, oh, she's great. And I kind of mumble when she's not being assassinated.
She didn't catch that.
Excellent.
When she's not being assassinated is the key phrase. It's just, she was murdered. I mean, wait, no, she wasn't murdered. Attempted murder.
So it's better.
She survived.
Anyways, that wasn't her. Oh.
Yeah, she didn't catch that.
Kate has a question.
Are you just like sitting there at the table just raising your hand?
Yup.
Yes.
You're dwarves.
Uh-huh.
You're short.
Uh-huh.
She's a human and tall.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I doubt it's not as different as your situation.
You see, I'm a little bit confused.
How does two dwarf make human?
Oh, we didn't make her. No, we may be good at making things and building things, but we can't do that kind of biology. But no, alas, I'm unable to have children myself. Jethrin, when he was out gathering lumber, he had come across a caravan that had been attacked and was on fire. All the people that were around the area had been killed, but he could hear the crying of an infant coming from inside the caravan. So he pulled his way through and pulled her out and brought her back here, and we decided, much to Ragnashir's chagrin, that we were going to raise her. And we brought her to the council, got permissions to raise a human child as one of our own, and that's what we did.
Okay. I think I get it. And I'm just gonna write down +1 liking to Indra for K because somewhat similar backstory. Question mark. I mean, she's still mean. But he likes her.
Okay.
Yeah. No, not her.
We'll revisit it a little bit later, okay? When I've had about 7 more cups of tea.
And she looks over as you're like, oh, you grabs the kettle and pours some more in. And
Thank you.
She goes over to the cutting board, and you can, as she's just working, like she's just chatting and like looking over her shoulder. She's chatting with you, just chopping away, and she gets a large pot out and she starts loading the stuff in there, starting to make up a stew essentially. And she's standing there just chatting with you. Is there anything specific that you are wanting to ask while you're chatting away?
Can I help?
Oh, sure.
And she points to a cupboard. It's like, could you get? And she just lists off like 5 or 6 different spices. It's like,
The bottle should be labeled in there.
Cool. I'm assuming I'm just going to be doing that then.
okay.
Quick question. You still have your spiky arm, correct?
Yes.
Where did we leave off with that?
I mean, it's still spiky.
It's still spiky. Kate did not shave in the morning.
It's a spiky arm. Whoop. Maybe, could you tell us, about your father-in-law a bit?
Oh, but Ragnashir.
We've been sent to deliver him a package, by Inra.
Ah, yes. You always did have a soft spot for Inra.
Mm-hmm.
What is it about him you're wanting to know?
Oh, I guess
He's an old dwarf.
We've come a long way. Inra seems, the stoic type. Just wanting to know, just her family.
Well, if you want my honest opinion, he's got to stick up his ass larger than the forge.
Oh, okay, excellent.
But,
Excellent.
That being said, he...
And that's from family.
Any ideas how to maybe butter him up a little bit?
Well, he does like the booze. It's definitely one of his favorite things. Aside from that, he loves... He's technically, and I say technically very loosely, retired from being a blacksmith, but he continued on with it as a hobby. When you were with Ingrid, did you note her sword? Does she still have the large great sword with her?
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah, I think you got a better look at it than the rest of us did.
That was something that Ragnashir had forged for her when she left the city a couple of years back. He likes doing things when it comes to his blacksmithing now. Because he's no longer needing to do it for money. He does it as a hobby, but only for things that interest him, that he feels provide an adequate challenge. He legitimately he is a very brilliant blacksmith. He's also just a bit of a hard ass.
How old is Ragnashir?
Oh God, how old is Ragnashir now? He is, oh dear, getting into his 430s, somewhere in there. Yeah, but about 430-ish, give or take a decade.
I see.
Dumb question relating to the Fae. How old did the Fae get?
Depends on the species.
The ones I'm familiar with.
You have met various kinds of fae.
So
a dryad will live longer than a fairy, which may or may not live. Like, all the different fae races have varying age range. Some which can live over a century, some into closer to a millennia.
Cool. So Kay's impression is he's just a wee baby in comparison to a lot of the people I know.
To some.
Or to some of the people I know.
Because, like, the fairies, as an example, tend to have a lifespan of no more than 100 years for a single fairy. Whereas a dryad can live up to millennia, depending on situations. So.
Neat.
Any other in particular questions you want to ask?
Yeah, if I can change the topic real quick. And Anna just wants to ask, Dorna,
Are you familiar with the Brewster family?
Brewster. It doesn't ring a bell.
Okay. That's quite alright. I'm just looking to get in touch with them.
You may not remember this as a person, but your character might remember this. The Brewsters are from Bugbear.
dang, it was the other one. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. It was a long time ago.
It was. You've had a few sessions, and it's been a couple of months real time.
Well, fiddlesticks.
So, any other questions in particular, or just...
No, I will
Okay.
wait it out. Yep.
Okay, so you sit
Nursing
there.
tea.
Yep, you sit there, and every once in a while, like, she'll check to see if anyone is low on tea, and she'll top you back up, and she gets you passing off different things to her, and she'll add some spices, pass the container, get you to go put it back, and just basically have you scurry about the kitchen, grabbing things for her as she's working. And as the aroma of her cooking is spreading through the house, it's very sweet smelling. But you can get that little bit of a tinge of like that harsh spice in there as well. And as that's spreading throughout the house, you hear heavy footfalls coming down, like set of stones up, just the thump, thump, thump. And then coming around the corner into the kitchen is this scrawly old dwarf. His frizzled gray hair, singed at the tips, sprouts out from his mostly balding head. He has a pair of dark tinted goggles that are just pressed against his forehead. His good eye is a deep blue and is very harsh contrast in comparison to the white fogginess of his blind right eye. And there is a scar that runs along the outside ridge of that eye. His beard is cut a fair bit shorter and is bound into tight brass thimbles that hold it in place, and those stop just above his collarbone. He's got dark leather coveralls, just riddled with burn marks, and those just drape loosely from his shoulders. And as he comes around the kitchen and he comes around the corner into the kitchen, he's like, "Damn it, woman, what do you call every damn wanker that comes into my house?" And he turns and looks at all of you and just points, "Get out. Whatever you're selling, I don't want it. Whatever project you want money for, go find someone else's pockets to plunder. You got a damn lot of nerve surfacers coming into my house expecting any kind of charity."
I didn't catch any of that, but hello!
We're here for a delivery.
We're here from Annah Nodell. Inra sent us
And
with a package.
As soon as you mention Inra, you just see him pause a moment, pulls out a chair and slumps down. He's like, "Package, you say? Where is it?"
A hand.
He takes the package and as he's looking it over, Dora's just like,
Oh, Ragnashir, just relax and calm the fuck down.
and he pulls the twine bundling the paper shut around it, and he opens it, and inside is a book and a letter. And he sets the letter down, and he opens up the book and flips through the first couple of pages, and just seems kind of like, whatchamacallit, scanning over the pages.
Skims.
Yeah, skimming, that's the word I'm looking for. Skimming over the first couple of pages, and and he closes the book and sets it aside. Then he picks up the envelope and opens it up and pulls out the letter, and he sits there reading it, and at this point he's just completely ignoring you. He's like not paying you any heed. He's just sitting there just reading the letter, and he's got a smile on his face for the first time.
Anna, you have the mead, right?
Yeah?
The guard dude last night said it's good to give him mead. Don't forget.
Thank you. Dorna also mentioned he likes to drink.
And he's reading the letter, and he moves on to the second page, and everything has this bit of a smile on his face, and then as his eyes go trailing down the page, you see his expression just kind of shift back to being very tense, and you just see him. And he folds the letter and sits it back down. He's just staring across at all of you. And so the letter says someone tried and obviously failed to assassinate her. Of course they did. She didn't rise to be part of the Stoneforge Elite Guard based purely on her stout dwarven stature. Her letter says she sent you to Stoneforge to let us know she's alright, and to research who may have been behind the assassination attempt. Now, I know my little Inra, and I know damn well that's not the whole story. So you're going to be telling me everything about what is really going on.
Kay quietly is gonna go over to the kitchen to see what else Dorna needs help with so that he's not the target of interrogation.
Spill the beans. All the beans.
Every last bean.
I mean, last I checked, my arm is covered in them. So, grumpy. Just using my left hand to assist.
Okay.
Ragnashir, do you have someplace we can go discuss things where we might not be eavesdropped on?
And he just kind of looks around the house. It's like, is Jethrin gone?
Yes, he's already headed off to work.
Here is fine.
All right then.
I mean, that's concerning. I don't trust my nephew. But his wife, she's fine.
And well, as he's like waiting for you, like Dorn starts like serving up bowls of stew, and passing them to each of you.
Thank you, Dorna.
Oh, you're most welcome.
Anna, you better start us off.
And we'll kind of just move the soup aside, and she's gonna pull out her etching that she still has. It's probably a little worse for Rare right now, but I'm assuming it's still kind of.
Can I pull the actual medallion
Oh,
out?
good. I'm glad we still have that.
I'm gonna roll to see what the condition of your parchment is. It's a 1. It's got soaked in the rain over the course of your trip through the mountains.
That's baloney. Okay, well, I'll regale the tale of how on my way home to my village one day, it was burnt down, and at the scene of the horrors and the murders and all the death, we found some bodies of some dwarves, and this symbol of the medallion was on. And we did some research, and it's brought us to the city here to try and see which family it belongs to.
Yeah.
'Cause
We think it belongs to one of the old families. Inra was not the only one who was attempted to be assassinated. Unfortunately, an old gentleman whose name we did not get, an older elf, was killed because it's a family that has existed at least quite a long time ago. There's also, of course, the lovely added factor of there seems to be some kind of curse or something that is eating away at certain creatures.
And had you pulled out the actual medallion?
Yes.
He takes it and he's turning it over in his hands and...
When we asked Indra to look into it, well, she sent us discreetly to you.
And told us to drop it. Wink, wink.
Do you actually say wink wink?
I do.
So perfect and so
He just looks at you and you can just feel the eye roll. He takes him down and he just sets it down at the table beside him. So let me get this straight. You've all gone and dragged my little angel into your disaster. Now, frankly, that pisses me off.
Well, no, actually. We went to ask her. She herself, being the god, looked into it, and then things happened. But no, if you're saying, oh, we got Indra involved, no.
Your little angel was doing her job. Quite well. You should be very proud.
And then she sent us on our way.
As Dorna's walking past behind, she just swats him in the back of the head. And he's like...
Making a note, buy gift for Dorna.
Well, she's asked me to assist you in finding out who's behind this, as her reach only goes so far. I'll help with what I can, but in exchange, I need you to do something for me.
Of course.
And don't worry, I know you surfacers just think with your wallets, so there will be some coin in it for you if you bring me the information I need. Just as a wave of relief, squash up your...
Oh my god!
Thank goodness.
So broke! We have money! Oh, thank god! Please don't make us spend it on another dryad.
You know that Ragnashir is loaded. He is a large, almost mansion-like building.
It's very nice.
Like he is
I'm
large
too
as
tired
Druid's
to
estate.
care.
Yeah,
His home is as big as the hotel.
bigger actually, bigger than the hotel that Zugink went to. Oh yeah, he's got a full estate.
He be loaded. We like him. We should be friends with him.
Maybe if we're really nice, he could be our grumpy sugar daddy. Who probably hates all of us.
Indubitably. So I'd hired a few younger dwarfs in the mining caste. They've been doing good work for me for the past couple of months. Deliveries were consistent,
Quality ore was as expected, and they didn't linger any longer than they needed to. All good qualities. Well, they missed last week's delivery, and apparently none of them have checked back in at the mine for nearly 2 weeks. I want you to find out what happened to them.
Should I inquire what they were delivering?
Metal.
Okay, I have to ask.
I'm a blacksmith. What the hell else am I going to get
Well.
to deliver?
It might be black powder, it might be something not like black powder, it might be something colored to look like black powder, but is entirely something else.
I need
You-
metal.
It's good.
Where are the mines that they were off to send their stuff to? What's their route?
And so he goes and he explains that off near the back of Stoneforge there is, like at the far end of Stoneforge, there's the mine quarry that leads down to the mine tunnels itself.
Near our hotel.
Yep.
Oh. Okay, just like.
Let you remember.
Yeah, because.
Yep, the lodge is right near the mine.
Yeah, we were specifically told,
Go towards the
go
mine.
towards the mine.
We hung out with old miners last night.
You did?
Oh,
No.
no,
No, you showed up and you passed out.
You didn't hang out with old miners.
No, I passed out. Yeah.
You did your equivalent of
I'm
passing
suddenly
out.
having a town named James in my head now. Go ahead.
Alright.
So the three dwarves, Glim, Verdan, and Barkus.
And he gets up and he walks to a cupboard and he opens it up and he pulls out this little scroll and sits down and scribbles something on there and rolls it across the table to, like, rolls back up and just rolls it across the table to you.
Since you did bring me a gift from Indra, I'll give you something to make this a little easier on you.
And he points to it. It's like,
It's writ, bearing the symbol of my house. If they try to stop you from investigating the mine, show them this. It shows I sent you.
Thank you.
That's really helpful.
Before we continue, has it very often that people go missing in the mines?
It does happen from time to time. That's hazard of work. But for all of them to go missing and no one to have any clue where they went is unusual.
Any strange rumors? Somebody dig into a kobold hold, perchance?
Nothing that I've heard. They don't exactly deal with most of the low folk.
Understood. While we do that, could we have you look into this medallion?
and he picks up the medallion from where it's set on the table and turns it over in his fingers and...
You say you believe it was from a dwarven family.
At least our previous information has led us to believe so.
And he takes it and sticks it in his pocket and...
I've got someone who might be able to help, but it'll probably take several days to actually get a meeting.
That's fine.
That's fine.
We'll handle this in the meantime.
Is Dorna still around?
She is.
Dorna, can I trouble you greatly? Do you have parchment and maybe some charcoal that I can make a quick rubbing of that so I have that medallion symbol on me at all times?
Oh, of course. And she goes and she grabs a sheet of paper and some charcoal and passes it off to you. And then she walks over to Ragnashir and shoves her hand in his pocket, pulls it out, and
Oh, Dorna's the
passes
best.
it over to you.
Thank you so much.
And you just see him just like scowl at her as she walks
I'll
off.
make a quick etching. It's really quick, and then give it back to him and look all apologetic.
And shortly after that, Kay wants to ask, over a little bit off to the corner, Donna, can I get a packed lunch?
Of course you can.
And she grabs a small container that you can pack food into and pass it off to you. So you got some stew. A ration worth of stew.
The next question.
Since we're staying here for several nights, do we have means to stay here for several nights? I know someone does.
We're going into the mines.
Yes, but are we sleeping in the mines?
Are we allowed to sleep in the mines?
I was going to
Is
say,
someone going to stop us from sleeping in the mines?
I don't really want to sleep in the mines.
You don't sleep.
There might be gas down there.
you don't sleep.
Have you ever heard? The closest thing I have to sleep. Have you ever heard of the canary in the coal mine?
No.
You've never heard of the canary in the coal mine.
You mean the clawbird in the coal mine?
Yes, the clawbird in the coal mine. Zugink's heard of the clawbird in the coal mine. Has there ever been in cases where the clawbird dies in the coal mine?
Are we going to a coal mine?
You're going to mine. You have none. You know
We know it's got metal.
You
It might
no
have
idea what
coal.
else.
It's a quarry of some kind.
I'm just gonna go back to adding my soup.
But I imagine that we'll be here for several days.
Yes.
It might be a good idea to find a way for us to hang out comfortably
I agree.
for 7 days.
And Ragnashir just stares straight at you. He's like, I'm not staying here.
Didn't say we had to stay here.
Not that we can afford to stay anywhere else.
Yeah. Do you have a stable we can sleep at?
He just scoffs and once more, just like, you're not staying here.
Part of me wants to casually ask, don't not stay here. Actually, can I, off in the back corner while Dorna's making me soup, if I can ask for like a bunk to stay out here?
Roll me a stealth check.
Watch Kay get to stay at the house and the rest of us are on the outside.
I'm super stealthy when asking this question.
You got 20?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how stealthy Dorna is. Okay, she's reasonably stealthy. She looks at you. She's like, unfortunately, I can't get you a spot here. I can get away with a lot here, and he puts up with me doing a lot here. But I don't think I can get you all to stay here. But she pulls out some money and looks around. Here you go. Like sticks some money in your hand and just like you should be able to get something decent with that for at least for a week or so.
We are definitely buying this woman a gift.
I mean, one. Did any of them notice any pocket money?
No, this is Jamie going, we are buying this woman a gift.
And also, how much money did she give me for just so I know? I think it was like 2 gold for a night at the lodge for all of us. Well, except Zugink because spoiled.
How much was mine again? Was it 5 gold? I think it was 5 gold. Or was it 10?
You could have paid for multiple nights of us staying there and food, and you got 1 night.
Yes, it was a great
So
night.
It was worth it. It was worth it.
I hope that dude you flirted with.
I got to
comes
live
back
like a
to give you
princess.
So many
Damn it.
benefits.
Zugink got to live her princess fantasy.
I don't know what a princess is. You'll please explain.
Okay.
Anyways.
But she gives you about 20 gold.
Holy shit.
Marvelous. I'm just gonna write this down and
Dorna is best dwarf mom, and we all love her.
There's a heart by her name.
Yeah, just straight up.
No, it's like I'm just going to like underline how amazing this woman is real quick.
In notes.
And I'll be like,
Inside, Theo is just like, oh my god.
but no one knows Kay has money.
No.
Nope, besides me. Yep.
No, yeah. I'm thinking we're gonna have to sleep in the street for a few days, but that's okay. It's fine. We'll figure it out.
Always do.
Oh.
Well, how about we toast to our new acquaintance and our business transaction, Zugink?
Dorna.
gonna ask for the mead. The bottle.
You have all the mead this time.
You have
You
this
have
bottle.
your
Well,
one bottle of mead.
I will not ask
you
you
took
for
all
that.
the mead from Zugink in your exchange for the Druid.
Woohoo! I will pull out my bottle and I'll say, "Let us all drink."
And once you pull out the bottle of booze, you just see Ranger just like tilt back a little and business transaction it is. And seeing you pull out the booze, storms it, goes and like grabs a different set of cups and sets them out.
I say, "Thank you, Dorna," and I'm gonna give an extra big helping to her and
Ragnashir.
Reggie.
Yeah.
And then
I'm still regretting my hangover. No.
oh, okay. Well, I will.
That was a real
I don't-
rough night for me.
I also don't need anything helping my headache to be worse right now.
Okay, I'm going to pour a shot for everybody, and everyone that doesn't drink, I will drink their shot. But it's
I
like,
push
Can
my
I Kay's shot before she notices?
I push my shot to Zugink.
Perfect. Zugink can take the shots of mead.
Okay.
and I say, "To your family's health."
And Ragnashir just kind of bobbles his head a bit and clanks the glass. And he's like, "Oh, okay.
Thought he'd care.
But he doesn't like take it as a shot. Like, it's mead. He sips at it.
Oh, Anna slams that back.
Okay.
And so who's drinking mead?
These two.
Anna
I'll get you both to
and-
roll me a gun save.
Oh, no biggie, no biggie. 12?
Been worse.
Could have been worse.
Okay, it's over 20. I think it's
Okay.
24. Yeah, it's,
Then
no,
you're
it's
fine.
23.
Yeah, you're both fine. Like, Anna, you feel that little bit of, but it's not affecting you in a drunken fashion. And so Ragnashir's looking around at you. It's like, please tell me there's nothing else you need.
Nope.
No?
We'll go do this little job and then we'll be back.
For hopefully some
Good.
answers on the medallion.
And he like sits back in his chair and grabs the bowl of stew that he had and just leans back and continues eating. He's like, I take you know where the door is.
On my way, I start walking out. I pass by Dorna. I lean in, just quick thing. If someone was to get Inra a gift, what should one get her?
Still barking up that tree.
Think on that real quick. Think on that. Let us know when we get back.
I'll have to think on that one, but I'll try and think of something.
I nodding.
We have time for that one's bribery.
I need to know.
So as you head back out into the city, where are people heading?
Before we go into any mine, I need a nap. A really long,
Yes.
full day nap.
And you all remember that as you were heading to Ragnashir's place, Theioryn was lagging behind. You kept having to stop and wait for Theioryn to catch up.
I'm going to insist this time that we don't go forward.
Shopping.
This might be a horrible idea, but I think people should go and gather information. Not into the mine, just information. That's it. And then, or shopping. You can go shopping. Do your thing. But I have a pounding headache, and this tea was great, but it did nothing. I'm going to lay down. Possibly in the street, because that's all I can find. I wonder if there's a park or something. No, these are dwarves. Why would they have a park?
So Kay wants to go. Kay wants to attempt to remember how much the night at the lodge cost. I think it was 2 gold for the rooms or room, because I think we
used 2
rooms.
rooms.
Yeah. Okay.
You and I bunked?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I mean, you were dead to the world.
Yeah, I was. I imagine, right now I'm just imagining, me sleeping, you,
I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it was
Sprawled
1
out.
gold for the 2 room. Oh no, because it was the 3. Yeah, so
I thought it was 2 gold.
Yeah, 2 gold for the 3 of you to spend
Cool.
the night.
So I'm gonna like shuffle over to Theo and go. And in my most, hold on, I need to describe this correctly. I need to know, performing as well as I can. I'm going to pull out 2 gold and be like, this is all the money I have left for our night at the lodge tonight. Go get a room.
Insight check that.
And I'm assuming I need to roll performance on this one.
That's
You
all
have to
the
roll
money
deception.
you have.
Is it deception?
That's deception.
Fair enough.
And you're
Because you're
going.
blatantly lying.
Yeah, you're blatantly lying. I feel like I should get advantage because I think someone mentioned shopping.
I mean, just because I'm going shopping doesn't mean I have money.
You did mention shopping.
I did mention shopping.
I will get advantage on that insight check.
It's okay. I'm way too fucking tired. I rolled a 1 and a 7.
But you also have
Technically,
disadvantage.
you'd also have disadvantage. Technically, you'd be on regular roll.
Oh, okay.
Either way, it's a 1 and a 7. So.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I just happened to
So, for whatever reason, you believe Kay. As he hands you 2 gold.
Pat your head. I go, you're a good boy. And then I'm gonna be like, wake me later, not in 4 hours from
Do you
now.
remember how to get to the lodge?
I will walk you there.
Thank you very much.
What
Just
level
gonna-
of the city are we on right now?
You're down. You're up in on one of the plateaus, like one of the higher plateaus.
gold to your inventory.
Yeah, I've got 2 gold and 1 silver. Woohoo! Broke.
Technically, it's less of a lie because I had 2 gold and 1 copper before Indra gave me money.
Yes, but you were saying this is all the money I have.
Oh, this is true.
So that's where the lie comes
This is
in.
fine. I did lie. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you're currently up on one of the upper levels, so you'd have to take the elevator back down if you're going back to the city proper and heading to the
How many
lodge.
stairs are there up to like the top? If I wanted to go up to the door to like the bridge.
Probably about 200 steps.
Aha! Zugink can do that. Zugink needs to reclaim heights.
Do you want to take my rope?
Got rope. Only 42 feet. Oh wait, no, I don't. I lost that. Never mind. But it's stairs. I can do stairs.
Just don't stay in the middle of the stairs because I'm
Um,
going to sleep.
during our wanderings, does Kay know where the market is?
Um,
Or does he only know of like the bridge market?
You know of the bridge market. You also, when you were heading to the lodge, would have passed by several market stalls as you're going throughout the city.
Cool.
Most of the main base city at the bottom is businesses.
Perfect. Well, I'm
So
gonna meander around market stalls. That's my goal.
Okay. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Pickaxe.
Okay.
We're going to mines. Could be metal. There could be gems. We might be able to make some side profits or get something real shiny for Dorna.
Hi ho. Hi ho.
So there we go. You easily find it. You don't even need to roll for that because you're in a dwarven city.
Oh, I'm in a
There's
dwarven.
there's mines there. They absolutely have pickaxes.
You just tripped over one in the street.
Yeah, you just who left this perfectly good pickaxe here?
I want
It's 2 gold.
Perfect.
What? It's a +1 pickaxe? What? It's just laying in the street. Ah,
Cool.
it's a +1 pickaxe, and it gives a bonus to AC. Fuck yeah!
Excuse me while I add.
Pickaxe of power.
What you mean it's the god-killing pickaxe? I could take this joke forever. I'm gonna stop now.
Now that's when you get to stop and appreciate that your headache would probably still hurt more than taking that pickaxe to the frontal lobe.
Oh yeah.
That's fair. I'm just assuming it's a miner's pickaxe.
Yes.
Perfect.
And so Zugink, you go hightailing it up the stairs. Are you like trying to sprint up the stairs? or
I'm
are you
like,
just
I'm
walking
going.
up the stairs?
Reclaiming heights.
Okay. You motor your way on up the stairs, and as like occasionally, like you kind of you move a little bit towards the side where there's the big gap down the center where the elevator goes up and down, and you kind of move a little bit towards. And there's a fence there, but even just looking over and then just realizing that it is a really long way down, you get that moment of, I'm maybe gonna back away from that a little bit. And but you go trekking back up, and you eventually reach the top of the stairs. Your legs are a little sore, not too bad, but
Good workout.
there's another 1,600 steps to go back down.
I'm taking the elevator back down.
Taking the elevator. Yeah.
No, it's leg day.
Gotta get leg day in.
Just did 200 steps.
Gotta do 2. Yeah, you gotta get your 10,000 in.
Gross.
Gross.
Is
Maybe
the
this
top
is like the Rocky.
right by the gate, or is there a way to go?
You get to the top, and then there was the big chamber that had all the statues, and then there was the gate.
Okay, going to head towards the gate. I want to look for a guard there.
Okay. So you head out, and it, like, even before you get to the, like, as soon as you get to the top of the stairs, like, you can see the, like, there's a couple guards that are posted, basically stopping people from throwing themselves down the elevator shaft. Actually, more particularly to stop people from throwing other people down the elevator shaft.
That's a good way to get rid of people.
I can't take
I can't take it anymore.
I can't take your bullshit.
But yeah, there's several dwarves there. There's dwarves that are in the statue chamber. There's dwarves out by the front gate.
Do I see someone who seems to be like the person we met when we came in, who was like writing down who was coming in?
Oh, looking for Takarus. Are they specifically looking for Takarus, or are you
Just
looking
someone
for...
doing that.
Oh yeah, they always have a few dwarves that are out by the front gate that are going and checking people as they're coming in and out.
I want to approach one of them, and I'm going to go and I assume I haven't seen any other bugbears here.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm gonna go and be like, so, and I like pull out a gold coin. And I'm like, Has anyone come looking for a bugbear?
Oh, man.
frivolous Batman. We are done.
I mean, I just bought a pickaxe for 2 gold, and none of y'all know I have money. Like,
he goes and he takes the gold and pockets it and is like, not a whole lot of people go searching for bugbears.
Good to know that has stayed the status quo, and I'm gonna go back down.
good to know that's the status quo. Bye.
Are you trying to orchestrate a booty call? Is that what this is?
It's very much what it sounds like.
No, I was more worried about someone like seeking out the party, and the most recognizable thing would be someone was looking for a bugbear.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I feel
no.
bad. I thought you were just talking.
I thought you were totally being like, hey man, I told my giant boyfriend.
I doubt he would come through the gates. It's more if someone was following us coming through the gates. It'd be obvious if someone asked for a bugbear.
I mean, that's entirely fair. Yeah. None of us read it that
No,
way.
everyone thought you were talking about Infarl.
Like, this guy's trash.
Why would I go looking for him at the
Zugink's
gates?
trying to get laid.
My apologies for that. I misjudged you.
Kay wants to
I think
go
the rest of us thought that
back
because the rest of
towards,
us would do it.
towards the mining entrance to see if there are any miners nearby, see if he can catch a glimpse of any rumors or murmurings about people going missing.
So are you going and talking to the dwarves, or are you just wandering around hoping to get over here?
I'm casually wandering around to see if I can overhear shit, because if people have gone missing, or like if there's missing posters or notices or notice board of any kind, because mines like don't go into shaft 19. Why? Instability. Things like that.
Okay.
General information about the mines and maybe people missing.
Okay. Roll a perception check. Jamie, you're heading back to the inn.
Yes. I kind of have like a hand on Anna's shoulder because I'm kind of like not really paying attention. Like I'm just kind of like focusing on staying upright and walking forward.
So Anna, you're leading
Trying to get
Zugink,
Theo there.
or
Yeah.
Theo to the.
To the best of my abilities.
Yeah.
Just like holding up when I need to.
Tiny
Wait,
little goblin.
you remember where the mine was and where the inn was, and so
Down the elevator.
yep. And so you bring Theioryn to the inn. And are you renting one room or two?
Should I? How long
can
is
I
the
par-
room rental?
Till tomorrow morning.
Till tomorrow morning? Why don't I just rent 2? Because I have a feeling that we'll be back here tonight. Because we definitely should not go into a mine at night. I suppose it doesn't matter. I'm too tired to think. I'm gonna get 2 rooms.
Rooms. We had
Because
such
my
a good time last
friend
time.
will be back later.
Yes.
And then I'm going to bed.
We loved this place so much we came back.
Ah, glad to hear it.
Even
And-
though the mattresses were the pillows were sort of flat.
Yeah.
And she passes you off the keys and takes your money, and you're back down to 1 silver.
Yeah, 1 silver.
You were so welcome.
I'm so. Oh man.
We could have gone to the ritzy place for 5.
No, not doing that ever.
And so,
I'm going to bed.
okay, Anna, what are you doing?
And
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm going to the library or the records building. I don't know why I said it that way.
Library. Let's go to the library.
Anna just completely dialect just totally changes as soon as she enters. She puts on her academic glasses.
I'm going to
Right,
be smart
I'm
now.
going to the library to be smart, smarty pants. Holy shit, her intelligence became 20! What kind of glasses are those?
Scholarly ones.
Yes, scholarly glasses. Scholarly glasses of intelligence automatically makes you 20.
Okay, so you're trying to find a library?
Correct. I will happily ask people because Anna's okay with that,
Okay.
rather than bumbling about like an idiot.
Okay, so you go up to... Well, you're in the inn currently as... Theioryn had headed up to the room. Are you wanting to ask, the...
I'll ask the tavern gentleman, keep bar dude.
Yep. And he's like, if you want to go to the library, you're going to need to head to the Grand Central Hall.
And where would I find? If you didn't just tell me it's in the center, I'm gonna feel really stupid.
He doesn't even... you say that out loud, he just, laughs. It's like, it's hard to miss.
Okay, thank you.
I'm gonna head out and go center.
You head out and you... even just taking a look around, roll me a perception check.
Oh, I will gladly do that. 23.
So you look back and you kind of take a few steps back, and then over top of the roofs of all the buildings, you can see this one very large structure. And so, even ignoring the central part, that's the most grandiose structure there is around.
That is a grand hall.
Okay, I will head forth.
Quick question for the party. Who has the writ?
Zugink, I assumed, but I don't know.
Whoever picked it up off the table.
I wasn't near the table. I picked up food.
I
and
probably
money.
picked it up.
I'm assuming it's
probably
it has
picked it
to
up.
be
Yeah,
one of
and-
these 3.
I assume
gonna
it's one of
probably-
these two because Theioryn is...
yeah.
In bed. Unless I took it, which I don't think I did. I think I went,
Okay,
cool.
So, for the record, are we assuming Zugink has it?
Well, let's
Zugink would
see.
probably pick it.
Anna's heads, Zugink is tails. It is tails, Zugink has it.
Okay. Sorry, I just
Don't-
needed to confirm that because I just realized we never talked about it, and
So don't go climbing on the bridge. Don't use it as monkey bars. Okay.
Yeah, don't use the bridge as
That was my
monkey
next plan.
bars.
Must
yes,
conquer
but,
heights!
I was never near it, so I couldn't have grabbed the thing because I like things. So I figured I'd ask.
Yeah.
Since I'm meandering around the mines.
It'd be worse if none of us said we grabbed it, so Aaron just said we left.
Oh, yes, it's on the table. No one picked it
No
up.
one picked it up. No, I
Right,
can't.
she was like, oh, they're playing this game in hard mode.
We don't need no key items.
But yeah, so you currently have the writ. Looking around, you notice the Grand Central Hall, and you head over to it. It's a very, very grandiose structure, and there's a bridge leading across the water to it. Like there's actually like a river that's been carved in that passes on either side of the structure and then rejoins together to continue on throughout the city.
That's cool.
And so there's a bridge that leads across it. There's large pillars that are lining this bridge, then a large angular rooftop over top of them. The main gate is a pair of large rectangular metal doors that are currently open wide. And these two hulking stone golems are kneeling in front of them, currently unmoving. And inside, like you cross the bridge, and as you enter the chamber, you see a large desk, numerous dwarves sitting behind it. There's several lines of people to speak to these different dwarves. Off to your left, there's a stairwell. One that leads down, and another one that leads up, and then the same thing off on the far right side. And then at the far end of the hall in front, you see a very, very large set of doors, even larger than the ones that you came to enter through. And there are several dwarves in full plate armor standing there. There's several of the golems as well standing in front of these doors, and the doors are currently closed.
Well, I guess I'm gonna stand in line for a while.
It's
Unless-
the line ride.
Unless it's obvious which one might be for records.
Uh,
But I don't
you,
read.
you stand on one of the lines. It takes you about 4 or 5 minutes to get to the front of the line.
Oh, that's not bad.
There's a bunch of dwarves. There's also quite a few dwarves sitting at the counter.
Okay.
They are
So-
very efficient.
I was picturing a really stupid long line.
No, this is not the DMV from Zootopia.
I was gonna say.
It's night.
But see, that had nothing to do with the line. That had everything to do with the person behind
Flash, 100-yard dash. But you get to the front of the line, and this younger female dwarf is like, what do you need today?
Hi there. Would I be able to get some information on old dwarven families? Is there like a records file I can mill about through?
To get information on the old dwarven families, you'd have to talk to the Stonekeepers, but you're gonna have to, especially on account of not being a dwarf, you're definitely gonna have to go through the Grand Council to get that.
Okay, I'll do that.
And she pulls out a stack of paper and passes it across the table.
You don't need to fill these out.
You're kidding, right?
Absolutely not.
Okay, thank you. Can I lift that stack of paper?
Yes, it's not like this mountain stack. It's like that thick.
Oh, okay.
can,
I was picturing comically large, like
I
a couple thousand sheets of paper.
No, there's
You
about
can
100
tie it
sheets.
together and use it as a weapon. You want to talk to council? Fill out this weapon first.
The Encyclopedia Britannica.
It's got crazy
Enhanced
questions
edition.
in there. Like, how many carrots do you think you can eat at once?
Anyways.
Why is that relevant?
Could I borrow a quill?
And she kind of sighs and pulls one out of a box and passes it off to you.
You're really good at your job. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anything else you need?
No, this is great for now.
Okay.
And it's going to be filling
I'm
out
gonna
paperwork.
fill out some paperwork to the best of my abilities.
Alrighty.
12.
Okay, so
Been holding on to that number
Yep.
for what feels like forever.
So you go and you head into the down by the mines, and as like you start walking around near the quarry, and as soon as you do, you get dwarves kind of just watching you carefully.
Wide-eyeing me because I'm a human in a dwarven line.
Yep.
Right.
And like you're able to walk around by the top, and they're not giving you any heed. There's a couple of guards that are standing like on the pathway that leads down towards where the mine entrance is.
Yep.
Are you going to try and push past them, or are you just
Nope.
okay?
I do not have the important thing that said, if given trouble, use this. I don't have that, so I'm
No, you
just
do not.
meandering to see like if there's any like public knowledge around the entrance, because I expect there to be like a notice board with warnings
Yep.
or something.
There is a note, like as you're wandering around, you do find a notice board. It does actually have a set of notices that stating that these 3 dwarves are missing. If seen, please report to the mine office. And it does have their names on there.
Is there any more information around the like status of the mines? Any areas of concern that were called out?
There is. You can see a map of the mine,
Okay.
or at least what you assume is a map of the mine. And it seems to be one long tunnel with branches that go off from either side at various intervals. And the where was that?
How is Shaft 19 looking?
There is no shaft 19.
Okay.
From what you're seeing on this map, there are 12 sectors along the map, but you do note that, and each of them are named, but you do notice that one of the branches that goes off that is labeled Forsig has a big X on it.
Forsig?
Yep, Forsig. And it has a big X carved on it. There's no information as to why or what the X means, but it has an X on it. Aside from that, in regards to overhearing things,
Probably not.
anytime the dwarves see you, they kind of hush up and just kind of watch you carefully. Is like,
'Cause-
what is this human doing?
I'm the new shiny thing in the mining
Near
area.
the mine. Yep.
That's entirely fair.
That you are. That being said, looking around, you do see that it's not just dwarves that are at the mine. You do see a couple half orcs who are also there, but they're sitting there actively chatting with some of the miners down on the lower area.
Yeah. Cool. At this point, I'm gonna be like, okay, I have pretty much the information I came for, so I'm gonna meander back towards the lodge.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming that's where we're meeting up for dinner and/or just passing out, whichever comes first.
Okay. Zugink, you paid off the dwarf to see if anyone was looking for bugbears, trying to get a booty call, and what else are you doing?
I assume I'm still with the guy that I just paid?
Sure.
Okay, so I'll go second question. If someone had a day or two to burn, what was a good thing to do in the city? Bonus if it makes coin.
Gamble.
Well, actually, gambling was what I was going to go to.
Gamble.
Well, it depends. You look to be a sturdy individual, so if you wanted to
Fighting ray.
give you a shot at the fighting pit, you'd probably be able to earn some coin there if you're able to do any good.
Where would one
Not
find
sure
that?
if Saul's still there, though. Where do you find it? Well, if you're wanting to find that, where did Stoneforge? If you're wanting to go there, then you'd want to go to the Pint Ale Tavern. And he gives you directions on how to get there. It's like they got a fighting pit there that it's all non-lethal. If you kill your opponent, you get thrown in jail. But that's pretty par for the course when it comes to most fighting pits.
Like fist fight pit or weapon fight pit?
Fist.
Sounds good. I'm going to head in that direction.
The Pine Nail's the one that's next door to
Next to
lodge?
next to the lodge. Yes.
Perfect.
What's the lodge is ours?
Yep. The lodge is where you're staying. The Pint Ale Tavern is literally right next door.
It's where we had breakfast.
Yep.
For context.
I was thinking Sylvenry might have been willing to fight other people with weapons that they didn't want to kill. I don't think Zugink would.
And so you, and he's like, but if you're not wanting to get your hands dirty with that, you can always bet on the fights as well.
We're going to head in that direction.
Okay, so you're heading down to the Pint Ale Tavern.
Sounds like where I was going anyway. Eventually.
Eventually. Depends on whether you're staying at the fancy place again.
Well, I need to catch up with those three eventually.
So you go to the Pint Ale Tavern.
Do I notice Zugink on the way, or have I arrived at the... Do we arrive at different times or about the same time?
I assume you're much closer.
Well, I am much closer.
But he would
Oh,
also
you
spent
spent a
more
lot of
time
time.
walking around, looking at things, and trying to overhear. We'll say that you both arrive at roughly the same time. Like, you're near the lodge, and you can see Zugink walking into the Pint Ale Tavern.
Cool. I'm gonna follow Zugink because it's Zugink. Interesting things follow. Interesting.
Is that a way of saying that you're interesting? Because you're following Zugink, and interesting things follow Zugink.
I mean, sure.
Okay, so you go and you follow Zugink in. With it being, by this point, probably later afternoon, it's a bit busier in there. And you, whatchamacallit? As you go into the inn, like, you can hear, like, some of the dwarves off in the back just, like, cheering, yeah! And you can hear that. You, having worked in the guard, you've heard on many occasions the sound of a body hitting a wooden wall. And you recognize that sound. And so are you heading in and going to, you're going back to check out the fighting pit?
Yes.
Okay.
Following Zugink, but trying to like catch up because I don't recognize these sounds.
Yep.
And so I'm thoroughly interested in what's going to happen.
You sure you don't know the sound of people hitting wood?
I don't have that burnt into my memory.
I was gonna say, just the phrase "people hitting wood."
Like the first time you walk by a brothel man, you're gonna feel like, what is going on?
Yeah.
You met Kay, right?
Joking?
I mean, also, it's a different noise in the Fae because they're not wooden planks.
That is true.
They're just the sides of trees. I'm
I'm
assuming the noise, while similar, is probably not identical.
It is not
Is
identical.
there gambling in the Fae?
Yes.
And there's also a lot
It's
of
like the land of tricksters. Of course there's gambling.
Okay.
there's gambling and debauchery everywhere you go.
Right.
And I don't think fairies can tell lies, so they have to find other ways to trick people. Yeah.
Probably one of the other reasons why I got kicked out.
Yeah. Just think I'm lying. Shit.
Alrighty. So as you approach the fighting pit, you see the back of this this pale gray-skinned Goliath, and you can see the little stone protrusions that come from their skin. His hair is tied back. It's tied to corn crows and then all tied back into a tight ponytail. And he's standing there, and you see two other people in the fighting pit with him. And most of the people like standing around are all dwarves, so you're able to stand there and just loom over top and see what's going on in the fighting pit. And you see a half-orc and a full-blooded orc. And you can, off against the one wall, you can see another half-orc just kind of slumped against the wall. And the one half-orc who's in the pit has what looks like it was once the leg of a stool in his hand. And he runs up and he tries to take a swing at the Goliath, who reaches out and just grabs his arm and just sweeps his legs out, pulling him up, and then just slamming his fist into his gut, and like his other fist into his gut, just dropping him to the ground. You see the half-orc just writhing in pain as he's got his stomach clutched. And then the full-blood orc, who's just about as tall as the Goliath, comes rushing forward, just like shoulder down, trying to like ram into him, and you see the impact, and you hear that impact of flesh against flesh as the Goliath slides back another foot or two before getting his feet solidly planted, and then kicking up brings the orc up, and then just pushing straight down, just drops him flat on his stomach, and then just stomps down on his back, and you hear the half-orc. You hear that little bit of a crunch sound as the half-orc's like, "Ugh!" And then like the half-orc just pats on the orc pats on the ground a couple of times, and all the dwarves around just like cheering. You get a little bit of like booze splashed on your fur. Like one of the dwarves like goblin hands, like yeah. And you can see the he's standing there. Like the half-orc kind of gets back up and backs up, and he's like looking up at him, and then you hear this very young voice, abnormally young, yelling out, "End it already!" And this like Goliath just kind of chuckles and looks at the half-orc. He's like, "Yes, it's overtime," and just claps down on his shoulder, and just the force just drops him to his knees. And
sound like the equivalent of clobbering time. I guess it's overtime.
And once again, the dwarves are all like cheering, and this half-orc goes and reaches out and picks up. You see this very young, very small tabaxi, and he picks her up and sets her on his shoulder, and she's like, "Oh, gross, you're sweating." He's like batting at his head, and he
it's
just
a little
laughs.
kitten tabaxi who's all little and puffy and fluffy.
Not overly puffy and fluffy, but
like a kitten.
The tabaxis don't necessarily always have like overly long hair. Like she's not like super poofy, but
yeah,
she visibly looks young.
Okay.
But she's like batting at his head as he picks her up.
That's adorable.
And so you see him step over the ropes of the ring and sets her down, and waves to the bartender and sits down at one of the tables.
Don't want to fight that one. I don't think I'm more than 2 half-orcs and a full orc.
What could possibly go wrong?
They accidentally hit me too hard and I insta-die.
I mean, there's probably plenty of other competition.
Yes. I want to fight, just not that one. Does someone look in charge? Like, is there like a referee person who's like...
There's one of the dwarves who's hopped into the pit and is like currently helping the ones inside up and out and getting them over the ropes, and they kind of plunk down, and even the one who is like slumped against the wall, someone's like pulled him over and is like fanning him a little bit, just trying to get him to wake back up. And but as he's setting him down, it's like, "All right, who's next?"
Who's next to fight the Goliath?
He just says, "Who's next?"
That's risky. I raise my hand.
Yeah, level 2. Yeah. It's bare knuckle boxing. It's okay.
It's non-lethal.
Bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah, exactly. Bugbear. It's bare knuckle. Yeah.
So are you gonna go and climb to the ring?
Sure.
Okay. So you hop onto the ring, and as you do, there's a few dwarves like, "Oh."
Bugbear.
How tall is Zugink again?
7, 8 feet.
8
Yeah.
foot.
I thought it was 8 feet.
I think I was just short of 8 foot. Oh, and apparently my tablet died.
No!
The tablet that I have there is probably charged by now, and you can probably plug that in. But you know, it's...
In the meantime,
Yeah.
Because Kay understands what's happening now that he's entered the area and is not just listening for sound.
Yeah.
He wants to go look if there's someone taking bets.
Okay. Walking around, as soon as
Zugink walks
Zugink
in,
pops in, there's some dwarves like, oh, and you see one dwarf kind of like pull off his shirt and toss it on his seat and hop over the ropes. And then you see another, a smaller half-orc hop into the ring as well.
and my goal is to find whoever it is that's taking the bets, because I want to throw some money in on Zugink.
Okay. As soon as...
But I also don't know what the odds are.
Like, once the... there's the three people in the ring, and the ones... The dwarf who had asked who's next. He's like, any more takers? Looking around, and... Okay, place bets! And you see another dwarf, ring a bell, and then a whole bunch of dwarves, scurry over to him and start putting in bets. And there's no, oh, this person's probably favored to win or anything like that. It's just straight up, place your bets, and then they're basically how the breakdown functions is X portion of the bets are given to the tavern.
Yep.
For running it. Portion of it is given to the winner, and then the rest is split up amongst anyone who bet for that person.
Yes, that's entirely fair. But what's the return to me?
Depends on how many people bet.
Fair. So do you know, or am I just watching people bet and I'm like, okay?
They don't have any kind of tally board of how many people have bet on what.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to throw. I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna be like, the big furry thing, putting 20 silver on it.
20 silver. Okay. And so he scribbles that on a piece of paper, takes your coin, passes you this little sheet of paper. Okay, and so, as the, there's a couple minutes is, you're just kind of standing in the ring, and the other, the half-orcs just kind of looking at you.
I assume I notice Kay, because Kay's taller than most of the dwarves.
Oh yeah, it's easy to spot him.
I, wave at Kay.
I do not acknowledge the Bugbear remotely. We are in a place of gambling. I'm not about...
Okay.
and do I hear my name?
Because
I need to know if I'm passively ignoring or if I'm actively ignoring.
Roll me a perception check.
It's a 4.
You don't hear him.
All right.
No. Over the sound of your voice, or over the sound of the noise of all the dwarves, you can't hear her as she calls your name.
Mute. Cool. All right.
Okay. So after a little bit, the bell rings again. It's like, bets closed! And so I want you to roll me initiative.
I'm hoping for return on investment on Zugink, but we'll find out.
$13.
13? Okay. Okay, so you have top, so what are you doing?
Alright, so there's 2 half-orcs?
There's a half-orc and a dwarf.
Half-orc and a dwarf. Okay.
The half-orc
who
is...
are they looking at right now? Do they look like they want to, both go against me? Or, what does it look like?
Looking around at them, both of them are just kind of, looking, back and forth between the other two people in the ring, basically waiting for someone to make the first move.
Alright. I want to, raise my fists, and I'm going to take the dodge action. I'm going to see what happens.
Okay. The dwarf is going to take a look at you, and dodge action gives disadvantage on him. Does a 20 hit you?
Yes.
Wow, that's a...
So the dwarf, watching you, get to that defensive posture, and he just kind of looks at you, this is a fighting ring, and then runs up, and then just manages to get one fist, under, just gets a solid hit on. That is 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
I don't think I'm winning this. You're not getting a return.
I mean, maybe you should hit back harder. maybe you should pick him up and throw him at the orc.
Okay, and then the half-orc, seeing that the dwarf has his back turned, is going to run up and just catch him, boom, on his back. And that is 7 points of damage to him.
See? It's fine.
That was 2 max damage rolls in a row.
But not against... Both
of them are not against Zugink.
Not against Zugink.
Okay, back to the top of the round.
Alright, I'm going to take a swing at the dwarf. The dwarf's swinging at me, I'm going to swing at the dwarf.
Okay.
That is a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Alright, so this is just strength.
Strength,
so
1d4 plus strength.
1d4 plus strength?
Yep. Unarmed combat is 1d4 plus your modifier.
4.
4? Okay.
Do they look slightly hurt yet?
Not really. You try and bring a shot in, you hit this dwarf and he just kind of like shrugs it off as he's like looks at you and looks back at the half orc behind him.
Fighter thing. Action surge. Do it again.
Okay. Roll me your next attack.
They're also probably a little bit drunk, so they probably don't feel any pain.
That is a 14.
14 does not hit.
Okay.
So you take that swing. He manages to bring his arm up, just kind of knock it aside, and he's going to bring his elbow up and try and hit the half orc. But the half orc has already stepped back, and he doesn't make any kind of connection. The half orc is going to. Okay, he's going to hit the dwarf. This poor dwarf is stuck in the middle.
Hey, that's better for Zugink.
Stuck between a bear and a hard place?
So he takes another 3 points of damage. Okay. And that puts us back up to you.
Okay, I'm going to take another swing at the dwarf.
Okay.
It's right in front of me. That doesn't hit.
Okay. You take a swing at the dwarf, and the dwarf kind of sidesteps, and he grabs at your arm, and he's going to try and grapple your arm.
Oof. Is that an athletics competition?
Yep. So roll your athletics.
25 with a natural 20.
Ooh.
He rolled a 6. So
Don't move.
he grabs onto your arm, and you just kind of look at him and whoop,
Yeah.
and just like pull your arm just straight out from.
What you doing, local?
And you like,
See, that's what you're supposed to roll to hit him.
and then he moves back, so that he doesn't have you in front of him, the half orc at his back, so he kind of steps to the side a little bit. The half orc, seeing now that you're open, is a 19 plus, so that definitely hits, and that is 3 points of damage from the half orc as the half orc kind of runs up and just body checks into you. That puts us back up to you.
Okay. So, orc in front of me, dwarf to the side.
Yeah.
I'm going to swing at the orc.
You
Or
want to swing
half
the orc? Okay.
That is a 23 to hit.
23 hits.
That is 5 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, 5 bludgeoning damage to that. Okay. The dwarf is going to take a swing at the half-orc. That is going to hit. And that is 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
The half-orc is going to take a swing at you. That is 21 to hit.
I don't think they've rolled anything below a 15.
Yeah, really good.
Don't.
Okay, to be fair, the last rolls were 18, 19, 18. So, and that is 6 points of damage to you.
Okay.
So Zugink should be hurting.
I'm hurting.
Yeah, Zugink's probably not feeling all that great.
She can turn this around. I'm not there, but I'm just like,
do
I feel
it.
like
Alrighty, so back up to you.
I'm going to swing at the half-orc. Half-orc swung at me. I swing back. That's a natural one.
Okay, we'll go with that severity.
No.
Keeping a counter?
You want to? Oh.
That was our first fail today.
20.
20.
Knock on that friggin' wall beside you or behind you.
I knocked on the table already.
Okay.
So you go and you try and take a swing at the half-orc, and he kind of like grabs your arm, just pushes you along through, sending you stumbling forward, and both him and the dwarf are going to try and take a pot shot at your back. As
Both of them.
As you now glide, because basically he steered you so you'd like keep moving forward, like carry the momentum and keep going forward, and so you've now taken steps out of there.
Technically, attacks of opportunity are only if it's willing movement, but
Yes, but you also rolled 20 on your severity check, so that is not going to hit, and that is going to hit. That is another 5 points of bludgeoning damage. As the dwarf manages to kind of get a kidney shot in as you're moving past.
okay. And I'm going to, as a bonus action after that, second wind. 6.
You're back 6. Okay.
I mean, that's a hit.
Yeah.
That's
Max damage is 7.
It was still a low roll.
it could have been worse.
Could have been a
Could have
1.
been worse. Could have been better.
Alrighty. So that is now
too.
the dwarf's turn. The dwarf is going to take a shot at the half-orc and misses, unfortunately. The half-orc is going to take a swing back at the dwarf and hits. And that is max damage on that dwarf. So you see this half-orc, like, as the dwarf is kind of like focused on you after having taken the kidney shot. Then the dwarf turns, like swings, misses the half-orc, and the half-orc just goes and just brings his fist across, just solid connection right into the clavicle, and the dwarf kind of stumbles back. And the dwarf's just like, that puts us back to you.
Okay, so I got pushed outside of the range, so I'm not within 5 feet.
Correct.
Okay, I want to step within 10 feet and take a swing.
You don't have your polearm. You don't have 15 feet range.
I do still have 10, though.
Oh, yes, because Bugbear has long reach.
Yes.
So you have 10-foot range, not 15. Okay. Okay, so you turn, so you're just at that edge of that range. You take a swing to try and hit.
And that is a 23.
That will hit. Who are you swinging at?
Oh, crap. Swinging at, I'll swing at the half-orc again.
Okay.
And that is 6.
6. Okay. 6 does not hit.
No, that's 6 damage.
Oh, 6. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
I had a 23 to hit, 6 damage.
Yep. That was too many digits. He has not taken 178 damage.
I mean, it'd be
very,
great.
very,
to be
no,
dead.
He'd be very, very dead, and Zugink would be very much arrested.
I didn't mean to kill him. How was I supposed to know he had something there that just, like, killed him?
Are you One Punch Man? What is this?
Punch him in the nipple, suddenly whole chest explodes. Kit, so the dwarf is going to try and charge you. I take it a 14 doesn't hit you.
No.
So as the dwarf just like runs forward, you just kind of like sidestep his and like, avoid his swing. The half-orc also misses. So we're back up to you.
Okay, they're both within 5 feet of me again?
Yes.
Okay,
Seeing that
you've
you've moved back, the dwarf is more hurt.
Okay, I'm going to take a swing at the dwarf.
Okay.
That is a 18.
18 does hit.
And that is 4 bludgeoning damage.
4 points of damage. Okay. And sorry, that was the dwarf you're going at?
Yes.
Okay. The half-orc, or no, the dwarf is going to take a swing back at you. That is a 14. That does not hit. And now I need to roll for severity for that half-orc, as he now won. But he got 91.
Oh.
He takes a swing and like he misses and is like but manages to hop. Like he's like about to lose his balance, manages to step back and get regain his balance. So we are back up to you.
Okay. I'm going to take a swing at the half-orc. That doesn't hit.
Okay. Dwarf is going to take a swing at you. That is a 22 to hit.
That hits.
That is 6 points of bludgeoning damage. The half-orc is going to take a swing at the dwarf. That does not hit. So that we are up to you.
Okay, going to swing at the half-orc again. That is a 12.
A 12 does not hit.
Okay.
The dwarf is going to take another pot shot at you. That is a 24 to hit. No, 23 to hit.
I'm down.
And that is 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, down.
Okay. So this dwarf just comes up and just gets a solid connection right to your gut, and you
solidly disappointed.
as you like stumble back and you just kind of slump against the wall.
Like, Mama Bear, no.
And and after a bit more slugging away, the half-orc does come out on top, managing to knock out the dwarf. And so there's a whole bunch of cheering once again from the dwarves. Even like when you went down, like the dwarves like yeah. And, each time every person was like knocked down, or the fists or the punches were connecting, the dwarves were getting really rowdy and just cheering the whole group on. And as you're kind of like slumped against the wall, like your vision's kind of like blurring in and out, and you feel these like burly hands grab you and like hoist you up and trying to help you up and over the rope. Is
just imagine like 4 dwarves trying to
pushing this bugbear up.
Yeah, so unfortunately you did not get anything out of your...
That's fine. I understand. And through my disappointment, I leave without going anywhere near Zugink.
Oh no!
You're so nice supporting Mama Bugbear.
I was supporting you. You failed me.
You weren't supporting me, you're betting on me.
Exactly. If you would
Same
have
difference.
won, you would have got money from me supporting you. But you didn't win, so I'm a little disappointed and salty.
When your
because-
parental figures don't come through.
Yeah.
I haven't rolled good on any of like my like side things.
Hey, look on the bright side. You didn't hit yourself with the inflict wounds like you did last time you were in a fight pit.
Yeah.
And nearly one-shot yourself at the start of the fight.
Real
Yeah.
pop.
But after a little bit, you a little bit worse for wear. You come to and you find yourself sitting there and what are you doing?
Buying a drink.
Okay. Mark off a couple of silvers. As you buy a drink and you're sitting there. There's more
just
fights.
drinking at the counter.
Okay.
Kay's not around anymore.
Yeah, no,
so
I've returned to the lodge,
'Kay.
and I'm assuming I've chatted with the. They were supposed to come get rooms earlier. 2 people, tiny
Oh, yeah, the
purple
little
thing,
one.
and angry, grumpy elf.
Yep, and he tells you the room numbers and.
I go up to Theioryn's room because we shared the room last night. So,
'Kay.
spoiler alert: you're stuck with me to make 2.
So you're
I'm still passed out.
you're laying on the bed just
Yeah.
as asleep as elves get, and then you just hear the as the door opens.
I roll over to my side. I take a deep breath because I'm not ready to wake up yet. And I roll over and I face the wall. And I pretend that I'm still asleep. Or I try to go back to
And
sleep.
you're just gonna take a nap.
I'm just gonna take a nap because we're meeting up with people later. Zugink was a disappointment, so
Alrighty.
Because I'm crazy and I have to ask. I'm guessing there's more than one bed.
Yes.
in these rooms?
There's two beds.
For some reason, I just imagined you like a cat, just like
Curling up.
curling up, and I was like, I'm too hot now!
It's just me, just kind of just spooning behind you, being
Oh
like,
my gosh.
hi.
I'm comfy. You're warm. I'm going to sleep now. And I'm just like, oh, this kid is sticking to me.
No,
Like
there
all
are
young
two
kids.
beds.
Like all kids and pets do.
I don't want to play father anymore.
I don't want to be a dad.
Alrighty, so Anna, it takes you a couple hours to go through all this paperwork.
Well, and I'm assuming they're asking questions like for sponsored names and stuff. So if there was ever a spot to come in that I could put like Ragnar and the Brewster family name, like I want to be as dwarfy as I can in this.
Actually, roll me a general intelligence check at disadvantage.
A disadvantage.
Oh no. Try a D word.
So with disadvantage, that's a 12.
A 12? Okay.
Would have been glorious.
For what?
That's the 19.
Oh.
Her 19 would have been
Fair.
glorious.
It takes you a real long time because you have there's a whole bunch of stuff that's just like what? Just, the questions that just don't seem to make sense to you.
So it is written in common.
Yeah. How many
It's
carrots
written
do
in
you
common,
think you
but
can eat?
Well, it's stuff like your house cast. Like it's asking for things like your house cast. And
The hell is that?
exactly.
You're not from a
you're-
dwarven family.
So you're like kind of filling these things out as best as you can as you're going along, but you're just kind of guessing at some of them as if you're not entirely sure what these are talking about. But you figure you gotta fill this out in entirety.
Yeah,
But it takes you a couple hours, and you bundle up the package and hop back in line, and you bring it up and you pass it to another dwarf, and they're like, looks at the paperwork. It's like, looks up you, back at the paperwork. It's like, best of luck. And he puts it into a file folder. He's like, you'll probably be hearing something in whether or not they'll willing to address your case in probably about a week.
Can I come back here to find out?
Yes.
Excellent.
A week's not bad. I was thinking
I was
6.
thinking 4 to 6.
I was thinking 4 to
Really
6
good.
months.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say like 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
Oh no, that is to find out if they will acknowledge your request. That's not the rest of
Yeah.
the process.
I was expecting you to just be put like in a non-dwarf file
Yeah.
for like 4 to 6 years from now to look at it.
Yeah, because the non-dwarf file is actually a paper shredder.
And while I'm there,
Racist.
I'm gonna ask if he has just a blank piece of parchment that I could perhaps have.
He pulls out a sheet of paper and passes it over to you.
Thank
You
you.
have one more sheet of paper.
Thank you, good sir. You are a good sir.
I'm gonna scurry off with the quill that I still have and write a letter to Gregor.
I stole this
Okay.
quill from the Grand Library.
It was mine.
It's mine. There's someone in the library, whoever has my pen, I will
do we
find
just
you,
That person.
and I will
just have like
kill you.
kleptomaniac Verdan here.
No, I'm gonna give it back.
He hasn't stolen that much.
I haven't left that much.
Kleptomaniac in the
Anna, what? I've stolen some meat.
Anna has a collection of quills everywhere we go. It's just getting bigger and bigger. It's just like, where the hell did you get all these quills from?
Just this is the start to a horrible practice. You just steal like small things.
What's
from
that called?
everywhere.
She's a kleptomaniac.
I see you guys later. There's just this ink stain on my clothes growing from like quills I've
Just like
stashed.
this package of quills you have in your pocket. So you're writing a letter to Gregor?
Yeah, I'm just gonna quickly jot some stuff down, and with the intent to find a courier way to send it off to his place in Odell, his brother's place.
Okay. How are you finding that out?
I want to go talk to the city guard next. That's my next aim, is to find out where the city guard are.
As you look around, there's a whole bunch of guards.
Oh, this is perfect. I'll ask one of them.
You're in the Grand Central Hall. Like, there's a whole lot of dwarves around.
Great.
I'm gonna march up and be like, so 2 things. Business first. Hi, I'm Anna. What's your name?
And he just looks down at you and... Marek.
Marek. Hi, pleasure to meet you. I would like to report some people poachers in the forest about 3 or so days away from here.
3 days?
Yes.
Don't care.
Not
Not our problem.
Don't care.
This hurts me a little bit. Okay, a letter. I want to send a letter. Any idea how I would go about that?
It's just like Effie said, fucking dwarves.
He's like, someone in Stoneforge or someone out of Stoneforge?
Out of Stoneforge.
And he points back to the desk and it's like, you can talk to them, give them the letter, as long as you have the information where it's going, and you can pay the fare to get it there, you can send a letter.
Oh, thank you. More lines. Okay.
More lines.
Eric, you've been great.
Money.
I don't know how much it costs. I'll have to ask. I have 9 silver.
I have 9 silver.
I'm gonna
You can't stop me.
2 platinum.
I'm not
here.
Theo. 1 silver. I'm holding on to that silver till I die.
Till I die. Yeah, I will go stand in the line.
Was that your first silver?
It's my first silver, guys. I've named it.
It's from the year you
It's
were
like
born.
the Scrooge McDuck. It's my number 1 silver.
It's my first dollar.
They won't take away. They won't take me dime. It's me number 1 dime.
So you get back in the line, you get it back as the same dwarf who had helped you the second time, and they're like, yes?
I would like to send this letter to Anna and Odell.
And he takes the letter, it's like, do you have the address?
Do I have the address?
You do have the address.
I have the address. I sure do. Woo-hoo.
So he puts it in an envelope and has you write the address on there, and he's like, I'm an Odell. And he pulls open this little ledger and flips through it. Close it. 1 silver.
I sure got that. Slip it over to him. Slightly poorer.
He takes this over and stamps the envelope and tosses it into a box that has a whole bunch of other letters in it.
Okay. Remove. Perfect.
And I will thank him for his time. You've been real help with all my shenanigans. I'm going to leave this building now.
Okay.
Goodbye.
He just confuses you. You're like, I'm going to leave this building now. It's like,
Do you still have the quill?
Anna walks away. Anna put the quill down.
I didn't mean to.
Anna's stolen the quill.
I'm a hardened criminal.
First murder, and now we're on to quill
starts
stealing.
with
It's a
quills.
slippery slope.
Yeah, I'm not
Has
sleeping
Anna
well.
committed murder?
The kobolds.
The kobolds.
Oh, it's been a rough couple of nights.
Why was the kobolds murder? They attacked us
Business was
first.
destroyed. I got cut up
Still
with
burned
these
them all.
crazy fucking people.
-1.
Now I'm a stone cold murderer.
Yeah, it's not doing. Yeah. Anyway.
So,
It's
Anna,
been a
you're
rough
about-
couple weeks apparently.
You leave the inn, and you're the
Not a
Grand
quest
Central
for
Hall.
revenge.
You're are you heading back to the inn? Or-
Yeah, to the inn.
You're about halfway there when you realize I have the quill, and just that moment of realization. Oh no!
I throw it in a bush.
Is there,
They'll never know.
is
Also,
there bushes?
there is no bushes.
I throw it in a heap of rubble.
Okay.
Throw it down,
Back alley.
bro.
Quick.
throw it down the elevator shaft.
Like, geez, now you're littering? Like, so you committed murder, you've stolen things, now you're littering. Jeez, where will your heinous crimes end?
There's no line I won't cross.
Now, next is going to be jaywalking.
Oh, man.
Making direct eye contact with the guards as she does it.
Alrighty. So you throw that quill into the into like an alley into some rubble
And I
and
just book it.
just bucket.
They'll never take me alive. Back to the
Roll me a
town.
perception check.
Oh, crap.
See if anyone notices.
6.
it's still
You think you got away scot-free.
You think you got... That's comforting statement.
Yeah, thank you.
Alrighty. And so as you arrive back to the inn, that is where we're going to take our break. It's almost 8 o'clock here for us. So, yeah, we're going to take a break. We'll be back in about 10-ish minutes, at which point we'll continue on this clusterfuck. Where is the be right back one?
Where's my be right back button?
There we go. Hit the right buttons. Didn't explode anything. Yay! Alrighty, so as you're getting back to the inn, and you're taking a nap. So what are you doing as you finish your drinks? And...
Do I know which room is? No one's told me anything.
No?
I don't think you even know where we slept.
You know of the bar. You don't know of the hotel. That's enough door.
Well, yeah, I do, because I came and got you in the morning.
Yeah, you
Oh,
met us
good.
in the...
You met them in the pint of ale.
And you met
Oh,
us
that's
where
true.
you're drinking, not where
But
we
I
slept.
knew that you were probably there because it was beside the inn. So I knew where you
One
were.
could logically put that together, yes.
I also know you were staying at the one called the Lodge.
Yeah.
That is fair.
Yes.
Then
So
you'll
like,
probably get your
I'm gonna
room.
have I finished my drink and I'm kind of hurting, so I wander over, and I'm like, I don't want to wander all the way back to the expensive district, so I wander into the lodge,
Okay.
and it's 1 gold for a room, for a single room.
Actually, let's see.
Technically, we have 2.
You can bunk with Anna.
You can bunk with Anna.
But you're both, well, you're
And
passed
as
out.
I'm bunked with Gay.
As you hoof it back to the lodge after having discarded the evidence of your crime,
Arms flailing.
you run you can see the door of the lodge is slightly open. You kind of grab onto the edge of the building as you're swinging, basically just momentum carrying you into the door, and just poof into the back of a bugbear. As you just feel this thing hit the back of your knees and
Just turn and Anna, hello.
Hi. We got to see if there's a room for us. We got to go to the room. Room right now.
you know there's room
I
for you
was
to do
about
there
to
when
get
they
a room.
Oh yeah, I was totally there with you. Room.
It's okay. It's
Follow
been a
me.
day. You've
Follow-
gone through
follow
lines.
Still exhausted. One. Follow me.
Okay, following that one.
So you lead Zugink up to your room, and there's the 2 beds in there.
I'm usher her in, and then I lock the door. I sit and wait to see if I've been followed.
I would have
follow.
keep looming over Anna and be like, is something wrong?
Just after a while of hearing nothing, I'm like, I may have committed a crime.
I kind of get stern, just what?
So I accidentally stole something from City Hall.
How do you accidentally steal something
I
from
don't
City
know.
Hall?
I'm a monster.
Okay, what did you steal? Can we just return it?
Technically, yes, but probably not. I stole a quill.
I settle down, it's like a quill. That's
I
what
thought
we're
this
worried
was
about.
something important. Like a manifesto. Or a
What
pile
did you steal?
of money.
Pile of money. Oh.
A combination to a grand save.
I think no one followed me. We're just gonna play it cool like nothing ever happened.
Anna, don't worry. Everyone else will too.
Good. You're a good friend, Zugink.
Well,
Settle in for the night.
Anna appears to be really gullible.
You're a good friend, Zugink.
I was being honest. Everyone
were quite
else
honest.
will forget or pretend it didn't happen too.
Yeah. Everyone, including everyone in City Hall.
Are you noticeably really badly beat up?
Yes.
Well,
She's got a black eye, but not really. It's a
Yeah, I'm beat up, but not like I'm not bleeding. So.
You're not bleeding, but like it's like you sit down in the bed and you're like, that hurts.
Zugink, are you wounded?
No, it was just a slight fist fight.
Just a slight fight.
Like, with who?
Next door, there's a fighting ring. I tried to make some money.
Are you sure you don't want the slug?
I don't need the slug. I need sleep.
Well, okay. You're lucky I'm tired too. Let's go to bed. Meet up with the others in the morning.
Body sleep.
Quick question.
Yes.
I slept all day and all night.
Does not count as 2 long rests.
Shit!
You can only utilize 1 long rest per day.
That's lame.
No!
So you're down to 1 point of exhaustion.
No!
Everybody sleep.
So, morning rises and your migraine is gone. You feel a little bit more mobile, but
I'm still laying in bed.
Your brain is still just like that, like slow ticking as you're going.
And it is time for breakfast. And Kay is abundantly awake because he's slept a reasonable amount.
Yep.
He goes over to Theo. And sorry, Mel. Theo.
Okay. You are on fire. You are on fire, and I am the only person who can help you. I am the only person who can help you because there should be no reason that you should be waking me up in the morning!
Does Kay notice if he's on fire?
Kay is blatantly aware of the fact that Kay is not on fire yet.
But breakfast! It's the most important meal of the day.
Who told
Upper
you
board?
that?
Yes.
Nonsense. That's nonsense. Who told you that?
You have been in bed for insert a lot of hours here. You need to get up and eat something.
Are you making sense and talking like an adult?
Because someone in this room has to, and it's clearly not you.
Are they in the room next to ours?
No.
No. Okay. It's gonna be like if they're next to us and I hear grumbling, gonna bang on the wall.
Quiet over there. Fine. I'll get up. God damn it. Oh, go gang.
What's really important
Theo
is
gets
that
up.
Theo decided to get up because Kay had other plans if Theo didn't get up.
No, it hurts Theo when Kay starts talking reasonably, like an adult.
Yeah, because if Kay is being the adult in the conversation,
bigger issues.
something's gone horribly wrong.
Go over, I splashed water on my face.
So when I see Kay for the first time in the morning, I think for a moment and I go, wait, Theo is too tired. Kay, how is your arm?
Oh, is your arm?
Bitch.
Alright, so I have to const the blah 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 that, right?
Yep, give me the con save.
Oh, I think that's the lowest I can roll to be successful.
Would you roll?
I rolled a 13 with my modifiers.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's the lowest I can
They've
roll.
got longer, but they have not spread.
Yes. I didn't shave day 1. So, based on morning routines, I begrudgingly walk back into my room, pull out the knives, just kind of sit on the bed, shaving my own arm.
Okay, give me your dex check.
Well, that's gonna hurt. I mean, it's a 10. Could be worse. Could be you guys shaving me. That's
You take 2 points of slashing damage. As
Well,
you
this is fine.
Mel
cutting
Janey
your
did a
arm.
good job shaving.
Theo would not do a good job right now. Theo is tired.
Right,
Still.
Theo would be doing it with disadvantage. No one's
Yeah.
gonna trust. Kay would rather trust himself than a grumpy,
I'm
exhausted
rolling with
Theo.
disadvantage all day today.
Yup. At least you have normal movement again.
Yay.
So as you wake up and you've now shaved your arm. I'm assuming that you're adding those little bits to the bag.
I'm adding the bits in my bag. I'm going to be like, I'm going to be next door. I'll order breakfast. And then I'm just going to clomp next door and order whatever the special was that I ordered the day prior.
Okay. Are you following along, Kay? Or are you...
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow along with Kay.
Okay.
Sit down.
And then are you trailing after them as well, or...?
I don't really want to go back into the bar. I'm still a bit upset about Lost.
Not the only.
What are you doing then?
I'll eat some of my own food.
Okay.
And then, the lodge is right by the mines, right?
It's close to the mines, yes.
Okay. So, before Kay goes in, I'm going to be like, Kay, I'm going to look that way.
Kay is going to regurgitate all of the information verbatim that he found out the day prior.
Okay.
In excruciating detail.
I kind of, like, stop paying attention and I'm just nodding and then just, like, looking around.
And then amidst that, Kay is going to throw slight shade at the fact that I thought... there's also a signposting for bugbears who are really bad at fights, but and lose people money. But hey, that's still
Can
a
I
thing.
punch Kay?
Well, you stopped listening. As I'm I'm just throwing...
I'm still kind of listening.
I'm throwing
not
slights in about the details of the notice boards, being like, so, yeah, there's the Forsake Chamber.
I want to, smack Kay in the back of the head.
Family we
Did
are.
anybody talk to the foreman of the mine?
No, there were guards, and I don't have important paper that says I can go anywhere.
I was going to go do that while you have breakfast. After I slap Kay.
Make your attack roll.
Oh.
16?
Oh,
Does 16 hit your AC?
Positive 16 hits me. That. The fuck is that page? No! Why are you making a character? 16 should hit me, though.
You have 13 AC, so yes.
Oh,
Roll
God,
unarmed
what happened to my
damage.
character?
Go to campaigns.
4.
Your character. 4. So you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, 2 slashing, 4 points of bludgeoning.
Like, why are we fighting? I'm not there.
I've added the damage. Well, remove the damage. Okay. And Anna, what are you doing?
When I wake up, I'll go to the taverny place.
Okay.
Nowhere else to be. Pack up.
And so, are you just leaving everyone behind as you go to the mine?
Yeah, I was just going to head in that direction.
I'm buying us breakfast.
Okay.
Also, I assume I take damage. Oh, you
Yeah,
already
I already put
did.
damage on there.
Thanks, Kay. That's decent of you.
How much was breakfast? I think it was a gold yesterday, so I'm assuming the same, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, it would have been about a gold.
Yeah.
So you get everyone breakfast and...
How was your day yesterday?
Is pretty wordy. My wrist hurts a little bit. It's pretty sore today from writing.
I thought Mama Bugbear was good at fighting. Turns out I was wrong. And then Kay is going to drop the topic immediately after that very vague, specific sentence.
I have questions.
Eat your breakfast.
Hey, don't speak to your father that way.
He's too tired to be reasonable until he eats breakfast. He hasn't eaten in 2 days.
Yeah, it's soup yesterday.
Kay is trying to avoid the
Why
conversation.
Why does your wrist hurt, Anna?
I was filling out, paperwork to become a dwarf or something.
This will be good.
Something to get me council time with the council. The Stoneforge Council.
Got nothing. You know what? Yes, let's just finish breakfast and then we'll go meet up with Zugink.
Theo is like, I am too tired to deal
I'm
with
still
any
tired.
of this.
I slept all day and it did nothing.
Alrighty, so Ruby just got home. So you all finished breakfast, and what are you all planning on doing? Kay is aware that Zugink is heading to the mines. Was anyone else around here?
Yeah, I want to head there because I've been out all day yesterday trying to sleep, so I only got 1 point of exhaustion today, so
Alrighty.
Follow the group.
Let's go meet Mama Bugbear.
also I really don't like the fact that Kay is treating me like his kid now, so
Because you're exhausted and you're not
I'm
thinking
exhausted, I'm
straight.
not thinking straight.
On the way to the mines, if there's like a posted, sort of like a job board that the cities have, I want to just quickly skim it if there is one there.
Yep. You do as you're going around. You do find a job board. Currently on the job board, there are postings for rat killings. It's not well-paying work, but it's easy work.
Okay.
There is manual labor, which is they're looking for people to assist in digging wells. And there is there's one that is requesting a delivery of a package.
Does it say where to?
No.
To the other side of the world.
Does it say who to get the package from?
Yeah, like there's information on like who you need to contact to take any of these jobs,
Interesting.
but
So nothing else regarding the mine.
nothing regarding the mine.
No two birds with one stone. Okay, thank you.
Suddenly just a job to bring a package to Fairmore.
Great. Okay.
No, if I want to make it hard, I'd send you up to Force Spot.
Please
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you could, but that's like going to be a while.
Well, I'm not above making money, but that would be too far. I need money, which is why I'm looking at this.
Yeah, we all need money. I'm
Or
one
like
silver.
Stormhold.
Or someone that has teleportation magic.
Right now my child is supporting me and I don't like it.
Take it easy today.
I love how oh my god, the child is supporting most of the group. Oh, jeez.
I don't like it. Next thing you know, he's gonna put me in a home. He's gonna leave me there.
He's getting too old.
I'm getting too old.
Can't support himself anymore.
Gotta send you to Grandma and Grandpa farm.
Gotta send you to the farm.
Yeah, we're sending you. Don't worry, it's a nice place.
It's a nice place. Get me out of here.
Alrighty, so Zugink, you leave them behind as you head down towards the mines. You would quasi-listen to what Kay had said, but you kind of just started tuning him out for a bunch of it. But you get down to the mines, and or the mine areas, and once again, you can see a couple of dwarven guards standing by the ramp that leads down towards the entrance of the mine. You can see a building. There's the post on the side of it that has like the basic layout of the map. And once again, the one area of the map is like X'd out.
I want to approach the guards that are towards the ramp.
Okay. As you approach the guards, you see them like take note of your approach and just kind of turn to make sure that they're in position, like barring the way of the ramp.
And I go, "Good morning."
Morning.
And I pull out the right and I go, "I am doing an investigation on the 3 missing dwarves. Where can I go to learn more about them?"
You have to talk to the quartermaster.
Point me in the direction.
And he points back to the building that had the sign on it.
Very good. I go into that building.
So you head on into the building, and as actually not for simplicity's sake, yeah, like you I'm guessing you'd probably looked around for a bit prior to like just toting up to the guards. So Anna and the rest of them do catch up to you.
Whew. Where are we heading, Zugink?
You
This
talk to the
building.
guard. Yeah, they're approaching as you're like walking away from the guards.
This building. Need to talk to the Koi Master.
All right then, let's go.
So you go into the it's a very, very simple building. It's just basically a box with door and a couple of windows cut into it, and like stone, not cardboard. But it
He's got himself a little box.
It's a box troll.
flips open the top.
In the top. You clearly know me.
Just
No,
has quarter, master, but it's
Some
spelled
letters are
wrong.
backwards.
Yeah.
No, it's a stone structure, but it's there's nothing fancy about it.
Okay.
And as you open the door, once again, very simple building. You step in. There's a counter, and behind it, sitting on seat, is a fair bit younger dwarf, maybe 70 years old at most. And he's just leaning back on his chair, and he's got this like short, scraggly, stubbly beard. He's a little bit on the chubbier side, even for a dwarf. And as you walk in, he puts his feet up on the desk, and he's like, "Oh, great. What you want?"
Speak with the Koi Master.
And he just,
We're here to investigate the disappearance of Glim, Verdan, and Barkus in the mines.
We were sent by.
"What, do you think that we dwarves can't handle ourselves? We're not like you fragile servicers. We're
I
afraid of their
show
own
the
shadow."
symbol. We were sent to find them.
And he takes it, barely glances, and tosses it like haphazardly towards the garbage, and
Pick it back up.
he's just like, you think we can't handle ourselves? You think we need a bunch of surfers traipsing around in our mines? No, I don't think so. What do you think? You're just going to come in here and pretend you've got some important
Okay,
documents?
listen here. We were sent by Ragnashir, who sent us down. Now, just new to town, but he seems like a bit of a big deal. And I believe you know who this is, correct?
And as you're like raising your voice and getting snippety with this dwarf, fair bit older dwarf comes like out from the back room, and he's like, "What is going on here? What's with this racket?"
I'm sorry, who are you?
And he goes and he's like, brain fart.
I'm brain fart blah. How are you?
It's a rather weird dwarven name.
No, he's like, "I am Darik Orsnari, and I am the quarry master here. And who the fuck are you?"
Who the fuck is this?
And he looks over, he's like, "It's my grandson. What is going on here?"
Well, if you did you grab...
Show the right.
Yeah.
Like, we're investigating Glim, Verdan.
He takes it, and you see him open it up, and you just watch him kind of start to scowl, and you just watch him reach out and backhand the kid. And I say kid because 70 is still young for a dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
And just backhand him, and it's like, "Are you a fucking daft boy? You come bearing a writ from Ragnashire and you go off toting yourself like some kind of prize hen? I do not pay you to make my clients angry. Pull your head out of your fucking ass and make yourself useful for a change. Go get some ale." And he turns away. He's like, "I hope this isn't going to cause more problems than it's worth." And he waves for you to follow him as he walks into the back room.
I follow.
Kids these days, right?
And he just like,
That kid is like twice my age, so that's it.
Like, that kid could be my grandfather.
Not mine!
Theo's the only one that's like, wow, youngins these
This
days.
little shit! I'll show
And part of me in the back of my
Hit him
head
again.
is like, Theo used to talk to me like that.
So, Danik. Can I call you Danik, or do you prefer Danik or Snarry?
and he just like kind of glares at you. He's just like, "Danik's fine."
Janet, I'm Anna. It's nice to meet you.
And I assume we're walking deeper in.
You literally walked into the next room.
Okay. Oh, into the next room. Great.
There's a slightly bigger desk, still very plain, and there's like paper scattered all over the top of it, and there's a few chairs sitting around. And
Okay, well, hop into a chair and say, let's get straight to it. What can you tell us about the disappearances? Do you know these men?
oh, you're talking about the 3 kids.
Glim, Verdan, and Barkus.
Yep.
When you say kids, are they around the age of your?
See, I'm
Are
not
they-
the only one having brain farts.
Are they? I'm tired.
Thea's exhausted.
Are they around the same age as your grandson over there?
Yeah, give or take.
Give or take.
Give or take a couple decades.
So, haven't seen the miners for about 12 days now. So it's been almost 2 weeks. 1 week is not overly unusual, but anything more than that is getting a bit uncommon.
Where were they stationed?
Well, they'd gone into the mines. They don't have so much stations. Basically, they're able to pay to mine into different areas, some of the different mines that we've got, and he kind of motions to the map that you can see like all the names of the different zones on it. It's like, and they pay basically for to be able to go out there and do some mining, and what they get from that, they bring back. We keep a portion of the profits, and the rest is theirs to do with as they wish.
So they would move around from area to area, is what you're
Yes.
saying. There is no declare. Oh, right then. Do you know where they were supposed to be working? Did anyone else see them?
Currently, we're not entirely sure where they'd have gone. They sign in and out of the mine when they go in, basically, so we can keep track of who's gone into the mines, who's come out of the mines. And they signed in, none of them signed out.
All right then. Has there been any other trouble with the mine?
Not as of late.
Has there been any trouble ever with the mine?
Well, there's always times where you get you break into a giant spider nest, and you have to deal with those cretins. You get the occasional beastie that manages to make their way into the mine or carves through the wall. For Sig, and he points to the map. We had to close down that area because for whatever reason we had a whole bunch of tremors, and that entire zone was just deemed unstable. So after a cave-in, we had closed that one off. But that was 30 years ago, maybe.
Would they have been dumb enough to go into that?
Considering the fact that it's already been stated that that place is off limits to everyone, that I'd hope not. If they did, that's on their heads. That area is barricaded off, the entrance collapsed in, so it's not
Easy to access.
yeah, it's not something that's like, oh, we'll just go traipsing down here.
Would it be easy to tell if someone moved all those to actually go down there, though?
I don't think you quite appreciate how big the mines are. When you say move all that, keep in mind that the tunnels are about 20 feet high. So we collapsed the entire entrance to that. That's a lot to move.
Would there be anywhere stable enough for them to go around?
The sections of the mines don't interconnect aside from the main pathway.
Did they mostly keep to themselves? Or did anybody else hang out with them? Please don't say your grandson.
No, thank good no.
Okay, good.
Unfortunately, he's got his head too far up his ass to think of anyone of any value, which is a bit of a pain in my ass, but can only do so much with family. But no, they'd
They chatted amongst with some of the other miners. They never really... It's not like they were good friends with any of them, but the miners still have a general sense of kindred amongst each other.
Do you think anybody would have some additional information?
You're welcome to ask. When they hadn't come back after the week, we'd done a general inquiry, but we had no information.
And will we be free to look around the mines?
As much as I don't want to send a whole bunch of surfers into the mines, yes.
Okay.
However, I do not guarantee your safety.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's never guaranteed.
We've thrown ourselves into dangerous situations before.
I don't want to know.
No, you don't. Well then, shall we do a cursory check?
Before we go down, you said that occasionally you break into like spider nests and whatnot. Have any of the recent break-ins to those resulted in any weird, gooey or spiky creatures?
Well, everything gets a bit gooey when you stab them.
Extra gooey.
Black ichor.
Unnaturally.
Nothing that I've come of note.
Follow-up question. Ever find any ettercaps down here?
I haven't seen an ettercap in the mines for probably close to 40 or 50 years.
But you have seen them before.
Very rarely, yes.
All right. Thank you.
Well then, thank you for your time. Let's go talk to some miners.
Of the work variety, not the
Yes,
age
of
variety.
the work variety. Yes.
Let's go talk to these miners. Yeah. Hey, kids.
Hi.
Hey, kids.
No,
You
mine
see?
is-
Hey kids, want to see a dead body?
What's the body?
It very much depends on where in the world where we are.
And what race you're talking to.
Exactly.
It's coming San Diego. Sorry, that came out. That came out of me. Okay. All right then. Yeah, let's go talk to some average-aged dwarven miners.
So you go down and there, like as you're about to head out, and he kind of writes a note and passes it off to you. It's like they'll let you into the mines, but once again, I don't guarantee your safety.
And we'll take the writ back too.
Yep.
Okay.
All right then.
Tally ho!
I wonder how difficult it'll be for us.
Looking at Kay from behind at this point, do I notice he has a pickaxe on it?
Has anyone noticed the fact that I have a pickaxe on me?
I feel like you can't hide that in
I feel like I'm not
Roll me a
trying
perception
to
check.
hide the pickaxe.
Okay, I didn't notice.
Is that a one?
If you have a counter, you can up it.
I haven't really been keeping track of the session.
Yeah. 2. We've rolled 2.
I mean,
Well, there was
you might not.
There was some in the fight as well.
Oh, that's true. So, if it's too bad because maybe we could have these mines are probably very well traveled. We could have maybe had Kay track them. I imagine you can leave footprints in a mine.
But there's a lot of miners that go through here.
Exactly.
I have no way of knowing.
Exactly.
Nor do you know which set of footprints would have been there as you
Yeah.
get. I have wasn't as troubled.
No way of knowing.
Yeah.
But someone might know where they went.
Yep. We should at least try and narrow down which of the pathways they went to, and then try and investigate that area, and hopefully not the caved-in part.
We should have asked what metals that Ragnashir was getting them to move about. Might have helped narrow it down.
I mean, we can still ask which of the mine shafts are more metal
Imbued.
or like are more easily accessible to metal.
Let's go down and ask the miners that. They might know.
So you head over and as you approach the guard to the top of the ramp leading down to the mines, and kind of pass them the note from they got from the quartermaster and they pass it back to you and they let you through. And, you see probably about half a dozen miners just like sitting around, and there's the ramp leads down to a big flat area. There's some like tables and
some basic equipment there. And some miners sitting around the table and chatting there. And then there's a wall that has a fairly large hole on it, probably about 15 or so feet wide, another about 15 to 20 feet tall, leading into a cavern.
All right, go.
And there is a light orange glow within that cavern as well.
Does it look like somebody's does there look like there to be like a supervisor or
Not in this area.
not in this area? Okay, so just people working.
Well, they're not even working. They're currently sitting down at the tables just chatting.
Okay. Go to one of the tables.
And inquire as to
Yeah.
where the three of them were last seen,
Yeah.
or last seen headed.
Yeah.
So you go and you, as you're chatting with the various miners, I had some of things. You go and you ask some of them, and one of them's like, I haven't a clue who you've been talking about. Another one's like bit of an older, kind of crotchety dwarf's like, them young buggers probably got themselves killed. Think they unstoppable and take stupid risks. And
So, a question. You just mentioned stupid risks. What in the mine would be considered a stupid risk?
usually explosives.
Okay, so yes,
You
explosives.
don't blow something up in the tunnel you're standing in.
Right then. Where would explosives have been used on the day of their disappearance?
I have no idea.
So, explosives happen regularly all the time in different parts of the mine?
Not very frequently.
Not very frequently.
But keep in mind, it's a very big mine.
Yeah.
And you definitely require certain permits if you're going to be blasting. And
Huh.
I doubt those kids got their hands on permits, but who knows with kids nowadays.
Is that something we want to quickly follow up? Do you have any idea
Where
what...
would one purchase explosives?
Well, you'd have to get permissions first to be able to use it. Can't purchase any of that without them.
But who would they would bought them from? Who can we go ask if they bought them?
Who hands out the explosives?
Quartermaster.
Okay, he would have known then.
Probably. Cool.
But these guys weren't miners, right? They were just delivering stuff for Ragnashir.
No, they're miners.
Okay, I thought they
they-
were just constantly bringing.
No, basically,
The deal is you go, you mine,
pay,
you bring
they
back.
pay to be able to enter the mine and do mining, and then they get to keep a portion of whatever they mined out,
Well-
and some of it goes to the city.
Hot damn. Okay.
So they were miners.
Cool.
Is there... since you work here in this mine regularly, what type of ore or metal comes out of this mine? Is there just one? Is there two?
Oh, we got to. There's a good collection of ores. We've got things like iron. We've got coppers. We got silver occasionally, gold. There's a whole lot underneath these mountains.
Is there any rarer ores? Mithril, adamantine?
I suppose if you go deep enough, maybe. I currently haven't stumbled across a vein of that myself, but
What did these young dwarves mostly deal in? Do you know? Did they brag about anything?
not that I heard. But don't really like the younger dwarves.
Do you know?
Kids these days.
Do you know anybody who might have listened to them?
I suppose you could check at the tavern. If they're gonna go bragging about things, it's probably where they'd go. Everyone boasts more when they're drunk.
Do you know if there's a tavern where they're...
The Pint and Ale,
Yeah.
like the place that's right next to where we've been,
That
where
would be-
all the
yeah.
miners go.
That's not where all the miners go.
I was gonna say.
Oh. Well, that's where that's where a lot of them go.
Those where a bunch of them go, yes. But the
Where the wealthier ones go.
I think they were frequenting the watering hole.
The watering hole, you say? Do we want to split up again?
I like splitting up. Or have we just been talking to the one?
There's like 3 or 4 dwarves at this table.
Oh,
But
but there's
what-
more
what-
in the room, right?
And one
Well,
of the,
you're not in the room. Like you're still like out in like the main.
It's like
corner.
think of it like a picnic bench.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's split up. This is gonna.
I was going to say somebody should go check on the tavern and try and get some information. Another group should probably go talk to the quartermaster very quickly about explosives.
I'll go to the tavern.
Who wants to go with Anna to the tavern?
I'll just go to the quartermaster because I'm more interested in the mine.
I'm also more interested in mine.
Cool.
All
I can
right,
do this.
you and I are going to the tavern. Before you go in, just wait for us.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, says nothing.
Not very confident.
As we're walking away, I go, let's try and be as quick as we can.
And
Okay, so you boogie off to the
Watering.
The watering hole.
Yep.
and we're gonna quickly pop into the quartermaster and be like, they didn't get explosives, right?
Okay, so you two go into the quartermaster. You see the like as you enter the building, like, once again, like the kid's sitting at the desk, but he's like very much like sitting a bit more proper and like just hands in his lap. This is like he knows that Grandpa's pissed at him.
There's nothing worse than when Grandpa yells at you.
We're not angry.
Just disappointed.
disappointed.
Oh no, Grandpa's
He was
pissed.
angry.
No, Grandpa's mad. That's Grandma who says she's disappointed, and that's even worse.
But you go and you kind of knock on the door, and he comes and opens it, and he's like, "What?"
The dwarves by the entrance were mentioning explosives. Just wanted to make sure that the young guys didn't take any explosives.
Certainly not. Not that I'd have given him.
Perfect.
You wouldn't have given him. Say they wanted to do something risky and do something without permits. Who would they approach for that?
Did they steal them? Cool.
Well, we don't have any. I have no records of them getting any dynamite from me. If they've got dynamite from other sources, haven't the foggiest.
So there's no one in town that they could have bought it from and faked permits or something.
For any of the blasting for the mines, they'd have to go through us. Any of the city requisition or the city purchases the dynamite, and then that is given to us for the mines.
Has any of it gone missing recently?
Nothing that I'm aware of.
Cool beans. Kay's like, alright, Mama Bugbear, let's go.
Okay, so you two.
Thank you for your time. I try to shake his hand if you'll let me.
He just closes the door.
I'm going to, for context, Zugink said wait, and said okay. Kay said nothing, and is going to go for a walk. Very
I'm going for a walk.
Oh!
As Kate
into the
leaves,
mine
as Kate leaves, I'm like, hey, where are we going?
Excuse me.
for a walk.
Yeah.
Where? Walking is generally in a direction.
That way.
Point towards the mines.
Absolutely, but I do not say the mines
Very well.
because you agreed to not delve into the mines. I have not said anything of the sort. I'm going for a walk.
I said okay.
No, you.
They said try to not leave.
See, the thing
Or
is,
try to wait for us.
you're going to try. I'm going to fail. And I'm failing at it.
Couldn't wait. K left. Had to follow K.
Exactly. See, you're fine.
Let's quickly get to the tavern and run back. Suddenly, I just had this eerie feeling.
Feel up your spine. It's like, oh no.
Like, yeah, we're sprinting now. We're sprinting.
I'm so tired. Goddamn.
Okay, so you two boogie on over to the watering hole, and as you go in, you see there's a few dwarves sitting about drinking. There's a barmaid who's going from table to table, and there's the dwarf who's standing behind the counter, and as you come in, is like,
What can I get ya?
Information.
What kind of information?
We're looking for 3 dwarves who have gone missing. A Glimf, a Fen, a Fodor, and a Bargus. We've heard that they like to frequent your establishment.
And he just watching him like mulling over in his mind. It was just like,
If you don't recall, maybe your barmaid might know?
and welcome to ask her. I don't quite recall myself.
What's her name?
Julie. And waves on over.
Is she your only barmaid?
In at the moment, yeah.
Alright then. Well, we can try.
I'll split off and ask some of the dwarvy minor looking
Yeah.
patrons.
Alright
So,
then.
Divide and conquer.
Okay.
Yeah, I will say the same thing to Thule. Be like, we're looking for these 3 dwarves. And we're looking for information. Did you overhear anything that seemed off? Did they like to brag about anything?
Oh, they were telling me about. I know exactly who you're talking about. Got a bit of a sweet spot for Marcus myself. But they were going down to the mines. They were telling me about how they'd learned of a new area that they were going to try and get into. That there's great halls in there. I told them to be careful, and they were like, "Oh, don't worry, it'll be harmless. It'll be an easy gig."
Did they say? Did they a new area? Did they happen to hint at where that new area might be?
They didn't say, unfortunately.
Did they anything about how they were going to get in? Anything about? Does the word Forsig ring a bell?
It doesn't ring a bell.
Right.
Actually, wait, wasn't that the one that got closed down a while back?
Yes, it was actually.
Oh, yeah. They didn't mention anything about it, but I guess I've heard of it, but yeah, they didn't mention anything about it.
So they were very secretive of where this new area was.
Which is kind of to be expected amongst the miners.
I suppose.
Because if you found an area that's like, oh, this place is going to be a great yield, you don't really want to go blathering exactly where it is, otherwise it won't be there when you get there.
I understand. It's just we're trying to find them, and they've been missing now for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been quite some time since I saw them in. I hope that nothing's happened to them.
It might be a matter of life and death. If you can recall anything that you think might be useful.
The thing that I can, not that I can think of off the top of my head.
All right then. Well, thank you for your time, and I'll wait for Anna to come back.
So Anna, you go around. You're chatting with a bunch of the dwarves, and most of them like they know of them by like name, but they don't know them personally or anything like that.
Okay.
You get a few grumbles about them being loudmouths. So you kind of get a little bit of the feeling that they're not exactly the most popular
Not
of
liked.
miners.
Okay.
Now, granted, most of the people who are complaining about them are older dwarves who are sitting at the 300-400-year-old age, which you're kind of noting seems to be most of them are kind of cranky.
Yep. Are there any younger-ish looking minor folk?
Crankier levers.
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment. Oh, stupid dice.
Yeah. Oh.
So
Start making villager noises.
that sucks. Does anyone look like they? Like, are they all just kind of standoffish and like, yeah, I don't know the kids? Or can I find someone that actually knows them well enough?
Roll me an investigation check.
Investigation. That can't.
You can do it. I believe in you. I'm never singing again. Never.
It's a 5.
I tried.
You're
I
asking
tried to
around
bard
amongst the doors,
inspire.
but between it being especially a lot right now at this time of day, a lot of older dwarves in the tavern, and also the fact that they have some random surfacer who's not a dwarf pestering them with questions. Most of them aren't wanting to like spill their guts or anything.
Yeah, that's fair. That low roll. Okay. Fuck, that's dismal. Usually my tavern excursions are great. Okay. Guess I'll go meet up with Theo.
Did you learn anything?
They're not well received by the older folk.
All I got was they learned of a new area. Let's go back to the mine. Maybe we should check out the entrance of Forsig, just to be on the safe side, because I'm just thinking that these boys are stupid.
You have a good feeling about their stupidity?
I have a feeling it's very familiar. It's a very familiar stomach, gut feeling that I recognize this brand of stupid.
It's gonna be a good night.
Let's go back really quickly to
Really
those
quickly,
mines.
let's go.
Double time.
Double time! Quick! To the mines!
Do we know
I'm on
in
a
our
lot.
heads where Forsig would be, just from like looking, referencing to the map?
Basically, the map is like it's one long tunnel,
With branches.
and then there's
Yes,
branches that just
but do we
direct off.
know which one Forsig would have been?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, where did I have?
My brain says number 9.
They're alphabetical.
Oh, they're alphabetical.
Arcus,
also
Bracken,
seen
Chareg,
these
Dorvex, Elrud, Forsig, Garin, Helseg, Invisk, Jorval.
Oh, that's gonna be easy.
Kitsumet, Regol.
So then the question
So it's
happens,
the
what do they
sixth
do when
tunnel!
they add, what do they do when they add a new tunnel? Do they
Has
just
to
be
be
like...
later.
Well, because keep in mind, like you got the main tunnel.
Yep.
So the first branch is Argus.
Yeah.
The second branch is Bracken.
Oh,
So they're crossing back and forth, and they're always progressing further. Like it's if they make a new branch off of this, it doesn't get its own name. It's that section is.
Oh no,
this.
but like if it goes from A to Z with the 12 tunnels, does it go to 12 tunnels or is it just?
It goes to 12 tunnels. Currently, there's 12 tunnels.
Okay, so it just does the first 12 letters of the alphabet.
Yes.
Okay.
If they're
Cool beans.
like,
Like
if
my
they- as
brain
they
was
continue-
like the first one is A, the last one is Z. I'm like stupid.
No, there's currently 12 sectors, and it's just the first 12 letters of the alphabet.
Perfect. Okay, carry on.
But as they extended out, if they had a new section on, they just grab the next letter and go.
Yeah.
So it's
This one's A1.
yeah. No, that's fine. So
B.
that 4 sig is 6.
1.
But cool. Anyways,
Let's go.
K is on.
So you two are boogieing back to the mines.
K is on quite a lovely stroll into the mines.
As Kay goes, like when we go past the guards, I tell them, if the lovely elf
Oh, do
and
we need to
small
sign in?
goblin come back, can you send them in our direction and say I'm following that one?
We have to sign in, do we
I
not?
suppose. Also, who has the sheet of paper?
I do.
Okay.
We're not gonna get let the fuck in. Thanks, guys.
Well, I am talking to them. I'm like saying
Yeah.
those two are with us. Can you send them in our direction? I don't know if they will, but I'm at least leaving that.
So you tell them, and then you walk in through this large entryway, and you find yourself in a domed room. In the middle of this room, you see a large square hole with a fence up around the outside edges, very similar to the elevator that you had or that was at the very entrance of the city. Currently, the elevator's not at the top. There's this hole leading down. There's a few dwarves that are like sitting like on benches around the outside wall. They've got like some of their equipment with packs and carts and stuff like that. Just waiting basically for the elevator to come up.
Well, okay, I guess we're sitting with them.
All right.
It's a Mass Effect elevator scene.
The loading screen.
It's a Mass Effect elevator scene.
Okay, to be fair, I also had, even prior to you splitting up, had it said the elevator was not at the top.
It's an
So,
airlock.
But part of me is like, you know what would make this the worst though?
if he ended our session during the loading screen.
Right now I have the scene from Arkham Asylum where you take the lift and it like breaks. Batman Arkham Asylum, and you have the down, 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 like.
Anyways.
Is
So my
there
mind
like
just goes
a
more-
visible line, or are they just kind of gathered around?
They're currently just sitting on the benches. Like they're not like standing in line waiting. It's like I'm gonna get on next. They're currently just waiting because listening. Like you can't even hear like the clicking of the elevator moving at the moment.
Alright.
So,
Going to sit beside one of the dwarves and pretty much do the spiel. It's like, looking for 3's3. Have you heard of them?
So as your child, it's like, the one who's gone missing. Which is a shame, but probably something to eat if they ain't back yet.
Something ate them.
If they've been gone for 2 weeks and they haven't returned, then probably.
What do you think ate them?
There's a whole bunch of nasties in the tunnels if they get into the wrong area. If they don't.
The wrong area? Which area would be the wrong area?
Well, if you don't pay attention to the signs. You enter it, you break through a wall, and you see a whole bunch of web, and you don't go trouncing in and expect not to be bitten by a spider.
Like torch.
So are there signs in places that say, like, don't go this way because spiders?
Oh no, we clear them out.
Oh, okay. So just the signs of, like, spiders and whatnot.
Yeah, like just like the telltale signs if you're about to enter this type of creature's territory. So the spider, you get something like spiders, and so you're going to have a whole bunch of webbing about, and so you usually you bar off the hole that you chomped through, and you let the guards know, and they go in, they clear it out, and then once that's been cleared, you can keep going.
Has there been any reports recently of something wandering somewhere that
Yeah,
it
nothing
should
that I-
be like a giant spider, as if the people that cracked in didn't come back to report it?
Nothing that I've seen.
Thank you.
But you're sitting there, and after about probably half an hour or so, you start to hear that choo 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 as the elevator, as you can hear the gears of that elevator like grinding as it's pulling itself up the tunnel. Annah and Theioryn, as you're boogieing back to the mine, you get to the top of the ramp. The guards are they see it, and they kind of just step aside and
Thank you.
let you walk past. Neither of them bother to tell you anything. But as you're looking down onto the lower level, is like you can't spot the bugbear or the human.
I bet you they went into the mines.
They went into the mines.
I turn around. Hey, did the bugbear and the human with the wild hair go into the mines?
Yeah, they said that you should follow them.
You're so helpful.
Did they now?
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for everything you are. And then I'm gonna let's go.
I love how you are thanking them and mocking them in the same sentence.
That is the point.
That's the point. Yes, that's the point.
Well, inwards.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So you go and you get into this chamber, and like once again, there's all these benches out around the outside wall. And actually, Kay, especially with you having purchased the lamp, you note that the orange glow that was coming from the inside of this chamber, the moss that's on the wall is very similar to the moss in the bioluminescent lantern that you got. But it is orange as opposed to green. And so you go and you quickly looking around. It doesn't take long to see the dwarves, bugbear, dwarves.
Just strolling up.
Dwarves, bugbear, human, dwarf.
But you go and you can hear the clinking of the elevators. It reaches the top, and there's a whole bunch of like large carts on there, and some of the dwarves that are on the elevator pushing and getting these carts off. And once they have, then a bunch of other dwarves from all the area get up off their benches and start moving on to this elevator.
Do I notice the two of them walk in?
Roll your perception check.
Oh, we're
Can I
running.
do that too?
Yeah.
We're running.
Sure,
Hold
roll.
the elevator!
It's only an 8.
I crit 20.
You spot them as they come hoofing it in.
They seem like they're in a hurry.
Thanks for
Say
waiting.
that to me.
Thanks.
Like I look and I like wave like just in time.
Which was I unclear? Is this standing here not going into the mine? Should I?
We're not in the
Actually,
mines yet.
yes. That is what we are doing. We are currently not in the mine. Waiting. And now you are here, so we can take the elevator.
Were you gonna go down that elevator without us?
I hadn't decided that yet. There's a
Okay.
long wait for the elevator.
Were you gonna go down that elevator without us?
Probably. I rolled poorly. I had to be honest.
Well, maybe we're gonna go down the elevator without you.
Anna's gonna.
I expect to walk right off the edge.
There's just no elevator, just like
Base jump down the elevator shaft.
It's just like, whee!
No regrets.
I have long fall boots, okay?
Fuck this shit up.
So see, but the elevator is up at the top right now, so
Yeah.
everyone's
Yeah.
able to board the elevator. There's no base jumping down the elevator shaft.
No, would not have.
But Dad, I want to go skydiving.
So, our friends weren't friends to a lot of people. Lots of dwarves I spoke to didn't like them at all.
Also,
Oh,
apparently,
they are friends.
we're having an elevator conversation.
I'm taking after Zugink way too much. I was like, what? Friends? 1, 2, 3, 4. I got all mine.
Wait, who is the fourth friend?
Me. Myself. And I.
So who's the fourth friend then? You got me, myself, and I. Who's the fourth one?
Kevin.
Zugink.
Kevin.
Okay.
The friend that got away.
We're also
They're all
totally
friends.
having an elevator conversation with the randos.
Yeah, there's a whole
In
bunch
the
of dwarves
elevator?
and there's, like a lot of them just kind of like looking at you weirdly. Just
Hey, we
But
don't have that.
I kind of don't like them either.
We're
You
kind of
know,
also
if they
having,
didn't
like, a bonding
if they
experience.
Didn't go disappearing, then we would have just waited a couple days for our information been done.
Also, apparently, they found a secret area that they were going to score big, but nobody knows what that secret area is.
These were young people, right?
Yes.
That's just as likely fluff as it is true.
It might be.
Part of me wants to go, who found a secret area? Like at the top of my lungs. In like as we're on the elevator shaft, just to like rile up every single dwarf present. So they
Well,
can be like,
you don't have
"Secret
to
area."
yell. You could just go, "Hey, who found a secret area?
That's a great idea.
Did you find a secret area?"
But I want to do it so that everyone hears it once, not did you find a secret? Did you find a secret? Did you find a secret?
How big is the elevator?
the elevator is probably about 15 feet by 15 feet.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Enunciate.
Actually, probably closer to 20 by 20. Yes.
You mean the missing guys found a secret area with all the materials to be mined?
And you were saying they found rare things. Would it be mithril and adamantine?
Roll me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Who? Me or Zugink?
You.
Me? Oh boy, this will be fun. I'm rolling persuasion.
With disadvantage.
Okay, well that's acceptable.
Disadvantage.
Well, yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but I almost crit failed. So, okay, you said persuasion, so it's a 14.
14? There's a little bit of like murmuring amongst the dwarves. Like they're you kind of overhear a little bit of what they're saying, and they're extremely skeptical of anything coming out of your mouths because surfacers. But at the same time, they're kind of like, what if they did though?
That was the point.
This is gonna be the freaking cannonball scene.
Yeah, this is freaking animals. just because I have
Do we want to go full performance?
Yeah, actually thinking about it. They can make our jobs easy.
So Kay spoke loud. I'm gonna like grab Kay like here, like not enough to choke him, but here, and like kind of like push him a little bit and be like, "Where is this area?"
I guess this is the point where I roll performance and you call bullshit. Like a whole hell of
Well, no, Zugink would have to roll performance,
Yeah.
also with disadvantage.
and then
Oh no.
13.
are we still like half believable to everyone? Because that means I've got to go too.
You're getting less believable.
Oh, good.
Because they also saw you all come in together.
Huh. Yeah.
Well, but see, we didn't come in. Well,
The
no,
two
the
of you
two
did.
of us
and the
did.
two of you are making a scene, and so the more you're doing it, the more they're like, they're just being stupid surfacers.
Why not?
I'm escalate this.
oh no!
Throw you over the
Fuck it.
side.
No,
you know what?
throwing.
In for a penny, in for a pound. Let's go big or go home. I'm assuming with disadvantage.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's got that. There's very little coming back from this,
There's
friends.
very
It's
little
not a
going
crit
down.
fail,
So there's
so
very little you can do worse.
I didn't do worse. So this performance is a 5. I'm probably too busy being choked out by Zugink.
I'm specifically not choking.
Yes. But I'm gonna go with it's close enough to here that I'm like I'm not good at performing with this much pressure against the top of my chest. So I try and I just kind of flail.
Or are you just you're just saying something? You just slip out, Mama Bugbear.
Mama Bugbear.
Maybe
Choking me.
instead of killing Kay, why don't we check out the closed off mine? Because I think if they're stupid enough, that's probably where I'd go.
That's where you would go if you were stupid, but you're doing this smartly by smartly figuring out where a stupid person would go.
I've had a lot of practice.
I get it. How far along the elevator ride are we?
You're most of the way to the bottom.
Because while I wanted to say something to the other dwarves about a secret area, I didn't want it to go like that. They ruined it. No one will believe it now.
We ruined the bit. I was happy with my fake bullshit roll. It was fine. But we tried.
You took the story too far.
It's fine.
The elevator eventually gets to the bottom, and once you get once you get to the bottom, there's numerous dwarves that are relaxing in the bays. They're waiting to get onto the elevator again. Right near the elevator, there's a dwarf with a large book open on a table, and as each dwarf is getting off the elevator, they head over to this dwarf, and it looks to be they're like signing in or something like that, and then they head off. And so, what are you?
Peering over the dwarves, are they just signing their names and like in, or are they signing which district they're mining in?
They're just signing their names.
Dang.
Let's go sign in.
Yep.
So as the four of you get up to the front of the line, the dwarf sitting there is like,
Crazy question.
crazy answer.
What's the least popular mine shaft besides Forsig?
The least popular mine shaft. That's probably Argus.
The
Argus.
first
Actually-
one.
Yeah, well, it's
The closest.
it's been mined out so
Oldest.
much. Most people don't bother going down there anymore.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
I think.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Yes, we're going to sign our names because we're looking for Glim, Verdan, and Bargus.
Ah,
We might die. We might come back.
Please don't die. I don't want to have to deal with that.
How did you deal with the other 3?
Well, but we have no proof they're dead yet, so technically haven't done nothing.
So if we die, just don't pop back up.
What?
What? Like
If we die,
just
die in a
don't be
place that we're not
found.
going to be found.
Yeah, more or less.
We can't
Die
prove.
somewhere stupid.
If we can't prove you're dead, you're not dead.
You can't.
First off, I'd like to say that the insurance policies of this place must be making a killing.
He just charged
Secondly,
Did we get
I turned to you,
insurance?
it's like, so do we want to go down the least popular one, or did you want to check the super secret area?
let's check Forsig first, real quick, because it's the one that seems the most
Are
suspicious.
you trying to be subtle when you're talking
That-
about that?
We're
No.
like literally right next to the guy
Yeah.
with the names.
Yeah.
Like, why are we discussing our plans here when we haven't even finished signing in?
All right,
Yeah,
let's
like
let's
I'm
finish
signing my
signing
name
in.
and I'm just like saying this.
Let's talk. Let's talk. Fine. Let's talk further.
Anna's like staring at the papers, like, I'm so sick of signing my name.
My name doesn't even. My signature doesn't even look like my name anymore. It looks like a turtle.
Yeah, you just like signed your name so many times, just like
You just stop signing your name. You just put like a little B.
No, that's Kay's plan. Kay just literally takes the first letter and writes it.
No, not the letter.
No,
B.
Bumblebee, like a
Oh, you
little
draw a
B.
little
She
B?
just draws a B now.
I draw out the letter K. That's it.
And sorry, quick side note, Anna will write under her name, checking out Forsig,
Yeah.
search for if dead.
Yeah.
She thinks that's really smart.
Yeah.
So she's gonna do that.
Yeah.
as you sign that on the sheet, he stops and he looks at you. It's like, Forsig is out of bounds. No, there's no permissions to go into Forsig.
We're not going into Forsig. We're going on the outside of Forsig to see if there's any activity. If we see activity,
It's a tunnel.
Yes,
There's
but
not
it's
really any going outside of
it's
it.
a tunnel that leads in there from another tunnel. Correct?
You got the main tunnel,
Yes.
so that means every person who's ever going out to anything past Forsig would have to sign that. And no, Forsig is out of bounds, and you're to stay at the Forsig.
What's after Forsig?
Garin.
We're going to Garin, too.
And he looks very skeptically at you. He's like, you're all gonna die.
Sounds good. I'll die.
What's
Again, the insurance must make a killing.
I'm assuming there's another map of the mines down
Yes.
here, right? Cool beans. What's
We should make a quick sketch of that.
that and what is 2 in front of Forsig and 2 after Forsig?
Uh,
'Cause that's what I care about.
Dorvek is 2 slots prior to Forsig, and Helsag is 2 afterwards.
Cool. So, correct me if I'm wrong in my understanding of it. It's like a branching tree path, so it goes straight line down the middle, goes left, right,
Correct.
left. Cool. So every other one would be on the same side of the tunnel,
Correct.
Cool. I say we go to Helsag.
Why?
Is Helsing very active?
It's fairly active.
So probably not Helsing. What about Dorvek?
Yeah, Dorvek a little bit less so, but still fairly active. Dorvek's probably, 100 years old?
Perfect. Kay is going to stop talking next to the old man with the signatures and is just going to walk with purpose away from the group because they don't seem to get it.
As you turn and to walk away from where this guy is standing, you hear these lumbering footsteps as this huge like ape-like beast is like walking past where you are, like fists down to the ground as it pulls itself along, and there's like straps hooked up onto this massive mine cart full of stone. It's like making its way onto the elevator, and then like dragging the cart onto the elevator. And once the cart is on the elevator, dwarf comes up and unhooks it, and it wanders off to these large stalls off in one corner.
How big is this creature?
The tower of the door is standing about 12 feet tall while hunched over.
Do we know what these creatures
I was gonna
are?
say nature check.
Give me a nature
Yeah,
check.
I'd like to do a nature check.
I have no idea. Oh, let's roll disadvantage. I have no idea.
Damn it. 10.
8.
10.
None of you have ever seen these things before.
Perfect. Moving on.
But yeah, they've got shorter hind legs, long muscular arms, all of which are used while walking. Their dark brown skin looks fairly smooth. They have these sheets of like chitinous plating covering their back, and whenever they're hauling around, like the ones that you can see hauling mine carts, they've got these thick leather harnesses hooked on to the mine carts. So what are people doing?
Following Kay.
YOLO.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna turn and start walking?
I turned and started walking before the giant creature that I
Well, it would
turned.
have walked in. It would walked past you.
Yes. I turned to see it and it was like, whoa, that's big. And then
Once it was
kept
past
walking.
Once it was past.
I assure you, we all follow.
Yeah.
We are a group.
As we're walking, can I do a perception check? Just kind of see, like, just how active the main
This little hub
main
area.
corridor
yeah,
is.
the main corridor is.
The area right at the bottom of the elevators fairly active. There's quite a few dwarves. Several of these creatures moving about. And there's you see one dwarf who's kind of in the process of like trying to harness one of these things up. Looking down the path, it's dark, and then you can see off in the distance this spot of light, beyond which it just goes dark again. You're not entirely, especially considering like just how dark it is in between, like basically shortly after you exit this initial area, and before you reach that next light point. Because of how dark it is in between, it's really hard to gauge how far away it actually is.
Cool. Since you're mentioning how blatantly dark it is, Kay is going to pull out his bioluminescent lamp, take some of the water from his thing, pour it in so it glows.
Okay, so you pour the water in and shake it about, and within seconds you just have this like light green glow emanating out of this orb.
Conveniently, now everyone can follow the green light, and it's me.
Yeah, the Green Lantern.
Oh, please don't tell me I'm animated.
Don't make the suit green.
Or
animated. So you're all just trekking out into the.
Yep.
Yeah.
Following Kay.
Anna will have made a firefly because she makes her own light.
Yep.
So there's a little firefly dancing around, lighting her path.
Okay, so there's a little firefly. And
Dark
there's
vision.
Kay's green orb and.
Yeah, and I'm reasonably convinced in my my smarts that we're going to walk past Forsig to check out the wall that is likely untouched because everyone knows it's likely untouched, and then keep going on to Hellsack.
You have dark vision, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I also have dark vision.
Okay.
So, I also, if somebody wants, I can also cast light on something.
But I don't think we need it right now.
Because you've got your
Yeah.
lamp and you've got your fireflies, and
Yeah.
the fireflies can't trip. So.
Yeah.
Firefly.
Kay's tracking hasn't failed us yet. Go Kay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not tracking anything.
No.
But
But we have to.
You're leading us in a direction hasn't
Yeah.
failed yet. Might be a first.
So as you've got all your stuff and you're about to like actually start walking out of this first entryway, there's you notice that there's a couple of dwarves looking at you kind of oddly as you're just waltzing on out into the tunnel, and They just kind of shake their head at you as you walk out.
They're expecting me to die. Or are questioning why I'm not taking a minecart with me. Not entirely sure which.
They're shaking their heads at you.
It's fine.
Yeah, so you head out and... Where did I put that? Okay. So you start heading out, and it's a nice straight path, and from what you can see from the light that you have with you, like the pathway itself is probably about the walls themselves are about 20 feet high and carved flat, and the tunnel itself is probably close to about 30-ish feet wide for this main tunnel going down.
Okay.
And you're walking for probably a good hour, and you have not passed the first offshoot of the mine.
Beautiful. This is gonna be a cardio run for our lives. Guess who's sleeping in a mine tonight?
Want to check out Arvis or whatever first when we get there?
May as well. Track it out.
Since we're gonna pass by it.
Yeah, instead of, passing by and possibly going past it and missing clues and falling into a spider trap and
Isn't it a
dying.
very long tunnel down? Shouldn't we... we need to dedicate to one tunnel. Kay wanted to go to the other one.
Because they wanted to go to Forsig first.
It was an idea.
We can do Forsig first. I just thought since we were passing by the A tunnel,
We haven't reached it yet, have
but
we? 'Cause
we'd be passing by is what I meant.
When you passed it, essentially.
But if it's the oldest tunnel, it'll also have the most tunnels off of that as well. And it's probably also ridiculously long.
But if it's not popular, we might be able to find clues of recent activity.
But if we go to a more popular one, then we can ask the miners.
I don't know if anybody here is paying attention to those three.
Well, on the surface, we haven't found anyone that knows anything, but someone who's still down here, they said, being down here for a week or so isn't unheard of.
Oh yeah, we'll ask more miners. They love us. We're
So
real
much.
chunky.
As you
Alright.
just think back to when you're at the tavern, accidentally stepping on a dwarf's foot as you went to ask them a question, and it's like, so after about another half an hour or so, you finally arrive at this source of light, and you see this large tunnel that's carved into the wall that very quickly shrinks down to being probably about a 10 by 10 or 10 feet wide and then 15 feet high.
Is anyone around this tunnel?
Not currently.
Okay, it might be a good idea to do a quick check to see if there's any footprints leading into it.
Roll me a survival check.
Wow, that's actually really good. $22.
22. You can see several sets of footprints that have come in and out of this mine probably within the last 3 to 4 days.
Okay.
Blah.
But there's various footsteps or footprints, and there's definitely more than 3 pairs.
Okay. They've been missing for 2 weeks, so.
If they came here, their tracks are probably...
Mm-hmm.
Just a thought. They said they found a new secret area.
Mm-hmm.
Could it possibly be in the last one?
I'm unsure.
Good.
Because that would be the newest offshoot.
Also the farthest away.
But maybe that's why they're gone, is they took longer than they expected.
True, but based on the fact that it took an hour and a half between each offshoot,
The offshoots are evenly spaced.
Since I knew that you were about to calculate, yes, they are evenly spaced.
That puts us at almost 3 days of travel to get to the last one.
Yep.
Maybe that's why they're late.
It is quite possible. Do you want to stop at every tunnel along the way and check for footprints?
I'm sure there'll
Please,
be
no.
footprints at every tunnel. But it's kind of a mine. It's not like we're in the middle of the woods.
It's an active mine.
Mm-hmm.
But that one would probably be the smallest offshoot as well.
Not necessarily. It's just the ones that doesn't have the majority of the tiny offshoots within the main offshoot.
We may have to backtrack. I'm feeling like this tunnel takes 3 days. There are 26 arms to this thing.
Nope, 12.
Or 12, sorry. So, because it only goes to
It only goes to the 12th exit right now.
A, B,
Legal.
C, D, E, F, G,
L.
L? Yeah, so it goes, so there's 12. So, we could spend months down here searching every nook and cranny.
So what do you want to do?
While you guys are standing there, just kind of like, it's like we may have bit off more than we could chew.
Yeah.
You see one of those lumbering beasts like going along down the tunnel at a fairly decent pace, and you see it's pulling a minecart that's probably about 10 feet deep behind it, and it's heading out from the starting.
It's heading deeper.
Yeah, it's heading deeper into the mines, and you see a dwarf sitting up on top, and you kind of, it, and the beast kind of slows down a little bit, and he's like, "So what are a bunch of surfacers doing down here?"
Hello, we've been sent on a wild goose chase. We're trying to find 3 dwarves that went missing.
3 dwarves in a dwarven mine.
Yes, a glim,
Maybe it's a work cut out for you.
a glim, a Fodor, and a Boggett. Yes.
Oh, those missing ones.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember spotting the wee lads a couple of weeks back.
Really? How? Whereabouts did you spot them?
I was just leaving a route when a lot of them passed me by.
I'm sorry, what?
What's your route? Wow, what's your normal route?
Oh, I'm heading back out to Elrude. Been mining out there for a couple of months now.
Eldurid. Did I say that?
Elrude.
Yeah.
Elrude.
Were they going down a specific branch?
Oh, they're just they're heading further out. They're on foot, so I can't imagine they'd be going much further. But yeah, that was
So they went past Elrude.
yeah. I was leaving Elrude. I don't know how much further they went into the mine, but
I bet
yeah,
you.
the 4 of them were heading out that way.
I cannot help but think, and I say this as under my breath as possible, as as whisper as possible. I cannot help but think that these boys are incredibly stupid in trying to get into that sealed off mine.
And Kay's going to turn to him and go, if you're going to Elrude, because we didn't get a ride, can we hitch one with you?
What the hell? Climb on, and he motions to a ladder that's on the side of the cart.
I look up, say, "Can I pet your friend?" I kind of look at the friend like, "Can I pet you?"
He looks like, I'd avoid petting old Thugar.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what was its name?
Oh, this is Thugar.
Thugar. And what is Thugar?
Where do I have the name of these things? They're called Gorak. Most of us swears just call them haulers.
Gorak. Or holler.
Neat.
Mostly just call them haulers. It's easier.
I'll climb up the ladder.
And as you're climbing on, you see like this thing just kind of like look back and just kind of like droop its head a little bit. And,
We appreciate
the dwarf's
help.
just like,
Oh, don't give me that. You'll barely notice the change in weight.
I mean, normally he probably pulls it like when it's full of ore.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And so there's like a bench area by the top of the minecart that he's sitting on. There's more than enough space for a lot of you to sit down, and so he kind of clacks the reins a little bit, and the hauler starts heading further in and moving at a fairly faster pace, even hauling the minecart than you were all going. And it's like, so, what's... There's definitely some questioning about the dwarves, but what does that have to do with a bunch of surfacers?
We've been asked as
To
a
look into it.
we've been asked as a favor to look into it.
Ah, well,
Kind of an exchange of services, if you.
fair enough.
Of course, we may have gotten the short end of the stick. Not to say that we don't like being down here in your mind. It's rather fascinating, but it's rather large. It's quite the scale of operation you have here.
Oh yeah, we're currently working on a tunnel all the way to Amanodel, so
A tunnel to Anna Nodell, you say?
yeah.
Oh, that's...
Cut the trek through the city down or through the mountains down quite a bit to get from one place to the other.
How long do you figure before that's completed?
Probably another 15-20 years.
And on top of that, people come down and they offshoot and grab ore along the way for
Of
profit.
course.
What happens when the tunnel is finished and we no longer need the offshoots?
Well, a lot of them will get collapsed in. Though, even then, a lot of them, especially if they're still producing ore, or they're still finding ore, then they're going to keep them open.
I see.
But that being said, once we actually reach that point, there'll be stationed guards at all the entrances to the offshoots.
I see.
And hey, if Amanodel wants to pay for us to be able to dig a lot of this tunnel, then I'm fine with that.
Did you ever speak to our three friends? Ever?
I not really spoke to them. They're
Captured
a
them?
little loud for my taste.
Oh, I see. That's what you have. We're not the first one to say so. Lots of people seem to recognize these three, but nobody really has seemed to converse with them.
It's like a fly you don't want around.
Yes, I'm very much getting that impression.
So how long were they working there? Were they kind of like new to working in the mines, or have they been around a while?
Fairly new. They had they're from the mining caste, so it was inevitable they'd be down here. But they've only been working for maybe the past 3-4 years. They just finished going through the training to be able to actually be able to legally do mining.
They just completed training.
Kind of makes sense why they'd have no friends then.
And loud.
Kate very much
Young?
just passes over the fact that you need training to mine, and is like,
He's like, I got a pickaxe.
pretty much.
Have there any been... We hear there's spiders down here.
Oh yeah, we run into them occasionally.
Any particular area where they appear?
Not really. Most of the places we've encountered it's usually because they've found some kind of tunnel system or cave system from the surface, and they've come down. We happen to run into it, but usually once we encounter that, we check the area, see if there's any ore. If not, we collapse it.
I see. Also, not every one of these tunnels is active, but you have a branch going all the way to L? 12 of them?
Yeah.
That seems, if our math is correct, that seems like a trek. Is there many people that go all the way to the end?
Well, of course, it's why we brought these things in. Pat's any motions to the hauler.
Bugbear.
Yeah. Do they move you? Rather, they move you faster.
Oh yeah,
when they're like, I keep Theioryn to a fairly casual pace, and mostly because she's getting old. But you can get the younger ones that they'll be able to boogie right on down.
How long does it take for them to boogie right on down?
Oh, how long would it be for them to get all the way to Lego? Where was it? I actually have this in here.
Questions that
DM says?
actually expects to be answered.
Yeah, I do actually have this in here. I just need it.
Also, I just learned that other holler is a she.
The guy is a she.
Didn't catch that.
I had it in here. Fuck it. We just can recalculate then.
Facts for next time.
Yep. Well, I've got a list of random things that these might be things that I'm going to be asked, and so it's like, have this information.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things like, they might ask this.
They might ask this.
All the
very-
what ifs of being a DM.
Yep.
I think that's this.
Do it on the fly, or actually
Make it up on the
legwork.
spot. And
Make it up
suddenly
on
it's
the
canon.
spot. It's canon.
And then you go back and you're like, this doesn't make sense. Hopefully they never look into it.
Yeah. Whoops.
Kevin.
Yeah.
He's going to come back to haunt me at some point. I know he is, and I'm excited.
He's
for
now
it.
the big bad guy of this campaign.
Yeah, he's the big
going to
bad
take
guy.
over the dwarven cult that's doing all these
Yeah.
corruption things.
He's so good.
I mean, that sounds fucking awesome.
So to get from the start all the way to the end with a holiday that's just boogieing along, you're probably looking about to 6 hours.
That's much faster than the 3 days we calculated.
It's 3 times faster. Assuming I can math correctly.
Are there many hollers besides just yours?
Oh, absolutely.
For example, if we decided to make a quick stop, one eventually will pass us by, and that we can maybe also hitch a ride on?
Oh, eventually.
Eventually.
Can't guarantee the frequency in which them, because the hollows, they're very handy, and a lot of people who go out to the far reaches, they'll often use them, but they're still a very pricey creature to have.
I imagine.
Definitely cost me a pretty penny, but
How much
as far
did
as
your
I'm
holler
concerned-
cost you?
oh, how much was it?
I don't want to know this value.
More than an elephant.
Theo's making small talk.
Definitely more than an elephant.
Yeah, apparently,
Very much more than an elephant.
tired Theo is still fascinated by small talk.
Oh, someone's got to talk. It's very quiet in this tunnel. I'm sorry.
Is it?
It's quiet in this tunnel. You're in a tunnel.
You could be listening for spiders.
There's nothing in the tunnel
There could be spiders.
except echoes.
Spiders. They could be spiders.
There's probably spiders.
Exactly.
All we're hearing is
looking out for
Editor
letter
caps. So I can maybe not be poisoned by sticking my hand in their guts and being like, yo, does it make me feel better? No, it's been probably worse.
Oh, no,
but
it's worse.
It increases. It goes all the way to like your shoulders. Just like, yep, time to take it off.
that's the thing I'm super paranoid about because I'm gonna lose my arm in this mine. I know I am. There's no getting past that. I already said my elbow. I'm pretty sure it's like 1 or 2 more times tops, and I'm just gonna be like, whoops, surprise, no arm, and I'm gonna be useless for the rest of the mining adventure. That's what I'm expecting.
and get you like a mechanical one.
Oh, well, I actually know who is
You'll
probably
be-
gonna forge it, in fact.
You'll be Edward Elric.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Ragnar would find it fascinating to make a mechanical arm for someone to actually use.
Anyway,
Or, you know,
Instead of a boring
or the friend
sword.
I met who likes to specialize in many fields, including things like herbology.
And just mechanical...
Maybe they did some tinkering.
Oh god, I gotta love the idea of someone tinkering with my arm.
But you track through, and it takes a little while for
it still takes a bit for you to get to where he's going to. But as he kind of whistles and Thugar slows down to a stop in front of one of the large offshoots, and he's like, "Well, we're here, Elrude Mine. The group you were looking for is heading down further that way, and best of luck in your search. Hope you can find them. And I hope nothing bad's following them."
Thank you very much for the ride. Hopefully we will see you. If not, it was nice to meet you.
You're very
Who's that?
helpful.
Keep safe. There's enough bodies in the mines.
Oh.
Since we're going deeper, we should probably, and as we're like walking away.
Yeah.
Like I'll be like, since we're stopping at the forbidden mine shaft anyway, we should probably do a very quick investigation of it.
Of course.
Well, it's caved in. I'm sure it'll be a short investigation.
Not if there's a secret entrance.
Not if there's a secret. Yeah.
Well, then it will be a short investigation
Yeah.
Because
into a long investigation.
Investigation. Yes.
it'll be a short investigation into exploration.
Short walk off a long walk off a short pier.
Yeah. Short drop at a sudden stop.
So as the group continues on, it's another about hour and a half to get to Forsig. And like at each of the areas where there's been one of the offshoots, there's usually been like several lanterns out by the entrance to it. Usually a small camp set up at the entryway. As you reach Forsig, there is a single red bioluminescent lantern mounted on the wall right above the entrance to the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
The entryway into the tunnel is packed with debris and rocks just crammed into this entrance. And there's a stone tablet outside that Forsig, like at each entrance there's always been like a stone tablet with like the name of that section in.
Mm-hmm.
On here, Forsig is crossed out, and then chiseled underneath is closed, do not enter.
Well, quick investigation.
Yep.
See if we can find anything of relative importance.
Getting that firefly to do some work.
Oh, I gotta roll with disadvantage.
Yep, because you had a guy.
Yep. I rolled.
Is that your survival check?
No, I rolled investigate.
I rolled a 6.
Can I roll survival instead?
You'd roll survival in this case because you're still looking for things like tracks. and
Okay,
all
so
that
it's
kind
a
of
14.
At
So-
that point, it's a 12.
stuff.
I rolled 6.
Is Zugink investigating?
Yes, I was investigating. So survival?
Or investigate, whatever's
Yeah.
better.
21.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And Zugink find nothing.
I find a hole.
Yeah.
As you're looking around, like Anna, what did you had?
14.
14, and then you had 8.
Yeah, I had 8. I see nothing. I'm still tired.
Yeah, you're tired. Just kind of like there's
Oh,
got to be something.
I just spent 2 hours talking to someone. Oh, I'm being peopled out.
A lot of the you notice that a lot of the rocks they're covered in a layer of dust because having sat for 30 years. But you notice some footprints in them that seem more recent-ish.
My gut instinct for stupid was right.
I mean,
Can I point this out to Kay and be like, hey,
Yep, you
Footprints.
you point out the footprints and Kate, give me another spell check with advantage.
Advantage.
17.
17. Now that you've been given that bit more of a focus, like you go and you kind of start, like you go up to where one of the footprints is and you kind of follow to where other footprints around there would be, and you track your web and you notice that they're climbing up the rock, and as you're going up, you see the footprints reach a certain point, and then just vanish.
All right.
And like there's like basically there's like a rock that it seems like they've been using like them like stepping stones. They're going up.
Yep.
But there's the one footprint where it looks like it would have been the height of the thing, and there's no steps going further up, but there's also no sign of them going back down.
Kay is going to attempt to follow their climb.
Okay. Give me acrobatics with advantage.
Cool. $17.
17. So you kind of put your foot in the one footprint, and you're stepping up, following their path. Like you're finding little marks where their hands would have been, so you're putting your hands there and following it up. And you get to that last one. You put your hand there. You're standing in the footprints, and you're like trying to look around, trying to see like if there's any signs of additional prints. And you put your hand on a rock, or like you reach out to put your hand on a rock to try and like give yourself a little bit more of a boost. And yeah, your hand just goes right through it and hits the ground, and hits the top of a rock. And you look, and your hand is like halfway in a rock.
That's new.
Kay goes to take his other hand to try and put it where his first hand is.
Also goes through. Now you have two hands that are just halfway in a rock.
Kay, are you having any issue?
Think I found a thing. One sec. Kay is going to take, reach his hand back, grab the lantern, and like, he's gonna try and shove the lantern in hand first, and then he's gonna stick his head into the rock.
Okay, so the lantern also passes through the rock, and you stick your head in, and as you put your head in, you can see into this dark cavern.
Neat.
Cool.
Okay, I'm assuming we noticed him
But
stick his head in the rock.
Yeah, by this point, most of you
might
not have noticed Kay's head being
Detect.
shouldered.
Detect magic.
I just assume they all notice the light go out.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'd like to detect magic.
Okay.
Are you gonna make me roll for it?
What does detect magic do again?
Just you sense magic
Detect
within
magic
30
within
feet.
30 feet.
Oh yeah, there is no check for it. Okay. Yeah, you cast detect magic, and you're looking at Kay and him being like shoulder deep in a rock, head first, and it's illusion magic.
I was right! They are this brand of stupid!
Lucky us!
It's an illusion.
Followed by Kay being like, sure! Starts climbing inside.
I want to climb after Kate.
Is detect magic a cantrip?
For them it is.
For me
Okay.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah, default it's not, but because of your domain.
Yeah, because of my domain and stuff.
Okay.
So you go crawling in, and as you're crawling in, your knee kind of hits this sharp little rock, and suddenly you watch as this large rock, probably about that wide and about yay tall, goes falling in and just like bouncing very awkwardly down the inside of this hole.
The fuck was that? Okay.
Also, there's no longer an illusion rock at the top of this hole.
I guess we're going in.
So now we can just see into.
Now you guys can see the glow of my
This lantern.
lantern in a hole.
Well, let's go into an abandoned mine shaft, shall we? And I'll start climbing my way so we can go
What
in.
did someone say about earthquakes?
Well,
Explosives.
it wouldn't be an
Tremors.
adventure if there wasn't an aspect of danger now, wouldn't there? Wouldn't it be? Just... I know!
Says the one who, I'm gonna go climbing.
We're probably gonna die. I just start climbing in.
I haven't gotten over that yet. These are not stairs. This is literally somewhere where people have probably fallen to their death.
Probably.
No one's fallen to their deaths. They probably had stuff fall on them to their deaths.
unless they came across a random underground ravine.
What's
and, like,
the absolute
slipped.
worst thing we can find in a mine shaft?
Spiders.
We could find spiders. There's even worse things we can find.
The fake
Purple
Hydra.
worms. We could find
A
a
Taraz?
dragon. We could find... Yes,
Anyways.
Taraz. We could find an illithid. There's just so many things we can find down here. Let's go to our death.
Kay hearing nothing about this. It's just putzing on forward until hopefully finding like a more open space.
Well, like on the other side of the it's a tunnel. So like
I figured there was a little bit of a smaller tunnel to go through because they collapsed it. They didn't just neatly stack a bunch of rocks on a wall and I was like, YOLO, pop in.
No, they basically like part of the roof is collapsed in, so there's chunks missing from above. And it looks
okay,
like
so it's more of a
it slants down.
Cool.
Yes, and a lot of the stuff that they use, it looks from like how it's positioned. It looks like they dumped a lot of stuff into this entryway as well to help block it off.
Okay. So once I'm at like the bottom of the rubble, I'm going to want to see if now I can see tracks because very dusty, not well. There isn't a whole lot of airflow in here. And I followed the
Suddenly
tracks
feel
in.
Yep.
Yeah, so-
Give me a survival check.
Well, that's an 8.
An 8? Kind of hard to tell. Though, that being said, you do see the illusory rock that was up at the top, which is currently sitting nearby.
I'm gonna try picking it up.
Your hands go through the illusion portion of the rock.
I don't get it.
It's magic, Kay. Don't worry about it.
Can I be climbing up behind him this whole time?
Yeah, you'd all, by this point, if you're wanting to go into the mine, be able to climb up and in.
Great.
Can I try to find the source of the illusion magic? Like, because it was a smaller rock, right? The pointy rock?
So you put your hands on the ground, you're just kind of like feeling around. Give me an investigation check.
17.
17. As you're like patting your hands around, and suddenly you feel that like something a bit harder like underneath your hands. Like, so you kind of grab it and lift it up, and as you do, the whole boulder comes up with it.
It's a very dumb question. Can I put the how big is the smaller thing? Is it like a golf ball size?
About a golf ball size, yeah.
Cool. Can I just put it in my pocket?
As you put it in your pocket, it vanishes. Like the illusion vanishes,
And then I pull it out of my pocket.
and
Cool. Okay, it's
Am
gonna
I like
just
sticking my head through and seeing this yet?
yeah, you've all been able to climb in by this point.
I hate magic.
so cool. I'm just going to take it. I'm just going to put it in my pocket, and I'm going to keep it there for the time being.
Okay.
Because it's probably going to be incredibly useful to have a boulder I
You
can
just
huck at
throw a
people.
boulder at someone and they're just like, ah!
Yeah.
And then just ding. What?
And they're very confused.
So I guess you guys were pretty smart to, put this behind their tracks.
We were good. I think we're even smarter for being good detectives. And putting two and two together
Did
and
we
not
ever-
at all arguing about where we could have else have gone and just
Did we ever
rode these
hear
mines.
about any of them being wizards? Or
I don't think dwarves can be wizards.
This isn't
Why
Dragon
not?
Age. Dwarves can be mages.
It is 2019.
You can't tell me what I
Can't be.
I mean, if you get covered in the blood of a giant magical monster, maybe.
I mean, I think it's unlikely that they're really magically adept. I'm sure they procured that from something.
I was gonna say I don't think they get the stat bonuses for it.
Yeah.
Do dwarves have those like artificers, those tinkerer peoples? Could
Probably.
they do that?
I'm
You
gonna
can roll me a
do.
history
I
check
was
to
gonna
find out.
say I'm gonna do a
History
quick
check?
history check.
Fine.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm rolling at disadvantage because I'm tired. Oh, I'm so sad because one of those was a nat 20.
What's the other one?
The other one is is 12.
I mean, I might as well try.
15?
I'm just going to end poorly. So
I hate being tired.
Anna, you know that, yes, dwarves do in fact have artificers and a lot of that. There's a lot of actually different types of artisans within within dwarven culture. There occasionally are magically adept dwarves, though they are not as without the influence of a deity or patron to bestow that upon them. It's very rare for a dwarf to be naturally born with magical abilities.
Yeah.
But there are dwarven clerics who can still cast magic and stuff like that, but that is bestowed upon them by their deity.
I bet you there's a lot of people in this city that can do stuff like that. But I bet you our 3 are not those types and got this somewhere else. Maybe even stole it. I don't know. Let's go.
Alrighty. And with that, that's where we're going to end this night's session. As you've entered the Four Sig Mine.
Yeah, we entered a mine.
We're all going to die.
We're all gonna die. I'm rolling at disadvantage in combat. Woo!
Also, it's hitting late evening.
Yeah, it's hitting late evening. We're probably gonna sleep soon.
Yay!
You can sleep in a mine.
I can sleep.
Actually, are you guys wanting to sleep at the entrance there?
Yeah, yes.
Are you putting your illusory rock back up?
Yes. I'm gonna put the illusion. Okay. Put the rock back up there. Because we're not allowed to be in here, Kay. We can't have them find us, Kay. You can take it back when we get up. Kay?
I request a persuasion challenge.
Okay.
I'm rolling at disadvantage, you
That's
fuck.
Because Kay found a thing and he wants it and he's already put it in his pocket.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'm
be
not saying you
backing
can't keep it. I'm saying just put it back for like 6 hours. And then once we go into
6 hours feels an awful lot like 2 weeks
and then
to me, and I'm positive I'm gonna forget about it. Also, I've already put it in my inventory. But I'll roll for a persuasion. If you beat me, I
I'm
will.
rolling at disadvantage, you fuck. Yeah, I don't persuade you.
Okay, we are gonna sleep here tonight. We want to be safe and not found. We're gonna sleep right here. We're not gonna be far from your rock. Put the rock up.
You have to beat an 11.
I know, which
Son
I
of a
freaking
bitch.
did.
Okay,
So
fine.
Thank
I
you.
assume I had to make my
Thank
persuasion.
you, Anna.
Fine. I go put the illusory rock back
Make
in
another
stupid
note.
hole.
Buy another gift for Anna.
It's a 21.
So
You know you're in trouble when Anna goes, put it back, Kay!
Yeah, when the one
like
that is literally
Hermione.
half the size of anyone else in the party.
It's like Hermione with the giant when he picks her up
Oh,
and
yeah.
she's like, put me down. It's like,
It's fucking business.
It's Leviosa.
Alright, so if you guys are hunkering down and taking a long rest for the night, then we'll end off with you guys taking a long rest. We'll start back up next session.
and I can lose my point of exhaustion, right?
Bright
Yes.
eyed and
I don't
bushy-tailed.
like rolling with disadvantage. It sucks.
Blame the ones who are like, oh yeah, we're just gonna keep walking for the next 3 hours.
Yeah, it sucks.
I was fine.
It was fine.
I don't know what you're talking
We're
about.
dying.
I was tired.
Yeah,
I got
Yeah,
away.
no. Just, you know,
it was a one bad night. Like, calm down.
will not be calm.
Alrighty, well, we'll be back in 2 weeks. Our next session is December 8th.
Ooh.
Already into December.
Ooh.
Yep,
Yeah.
it is November 24th today.
Yup. Gross.
Yep, next session is December 8th. Right back
No.
here at Wolf
Time to do Christmas shopping.
And yeah, it's almost time for Christmas shopping.
Ugh.
Alrighty, but we'll be back in a couple weeks. Have a great night all. Thank you for tuning
Bye,
in. And this is us talking the heck out.
Bye.
Bye.